Needs 100.9 FM so any. Na ene Friday, October 18, 2024. Time just about approaching 29 minutes past 1. Ene fiada na obubu obusumi na yewumi. Nida etoso edu enwoche. Afi empino aduonu enai. Na enefie ifri nit 100.9 FM so ene se yebe wakwan so yi. Na dwumadie me manti ena yedi se dwuman. Sensem a ekotwi ko breman ko babiada cholo ne ntwi aso Ghana nyina no. Emu mp1 yebeyi ede amamo. Na nefie mi ameti adwamu edi dwumadie ho chiame yefreme ADAKABRI Mahmudu Osioma na co-character wotemanim ha sei ohima akwie friye na ono ohwe na otemanim a yebebobo nsam no ho na production no de Panyini Kwadwo Damiado enesine naso is the proud owner of the contents of this show. Ye can be if you know. Na me offer majority or say ajman ana eboni chidom. Na kwe free ye aso na service mrante kwa ni me no. The technical production say ye a streaming show yi on new media. Say social media. Say ye Facebook o. Say ye TikTok o. Say ye X say YouTube ni nyina no abna frema abankro asisiriwa ane yabe na fesu so no na ya asafo pescoba ana omo ehwe eka edibom ame yedi sa adwuman anu akire no ana engineering team no a wone ehwe chinchim fidie fruma siesie yema wotemene se ekoso totin ni nyina nsoso no achu agbo walker watiaka na jare na nabu aje na dasan kono ma da nyina sanmra ne se Sempro ansa na facilities group no almost aseda aba no big solo na dada na yaw na mapuna na Godfred dodo no afre na Ubrana na DJ Bosco na Mills nso ya sanmrane say tetai na wa se bibia ekoyie ade man enti eye kunu Ghana asidanie na Dr. Mamadou Bawumia so nkomodie so beba but before then e be hwe Democrat ahodo no emu nsam pampen no na ye hwewie interview ba kumienu bi so ewo ho na afi no mpanimfo beba betena se Sabik Bugri of the New Patriotic Party and Papa Chama Kone of the National Democratic Congress omotena se a nsam adaba maso na ye de ato ho am ye de ho nkomo na kwame mo atena se
Ofampa show me Joso.
Papa na wie humpo etesan
Yankopon adom me ho ye. Pacho na we.
Boni bia ni yakwan mu akokora tipa gina so pintin.
Ofa na aguguro.
Am ye de ai?
Oh we are brantie pa.
We yeah, you said a
brantie papa.
I JJ Rollins brofo, I'm full respect.
Ofa ya brantie. Brantie kama.
Ade kro na wo de sesian so bi ya brantie na se wada.
De intwa so.
Agiso twa so ntem ya.
Ai.
Daily guide dia no dia ben. Na graphic dia no dia ben. Na publisher dia no dia ben. Na on say daily guide is saying. Ose speaker kicks out 4 MPs. MPP boycotts parliament. Daily Graphic say, drama in parliament. Speaker declares 4 seats vacant. 2 MPP, 1 independent, and 1 NDC. Publishers also saying, independent MP's case. Afenyo marking blast backbing.
Blasting kitwa.
Sir. Sababi any day. Ghanaian Times. As the speaker declares 4 seats vacant. 3 for MPP, 1 for NDC. And also Odebaye. Daily Dispatch was saying. Chronicle, I say. Anger over removal of 4 MPs. Take your parliament. We won't be part of it until. Afenyo marking tells Togbe Bagbing. Hey! As them the yet to be so. Daily Post to say NDC becomes new majority in parliament. And then also so no what they abey. Now we are
Wafa.
And a pencil toy.
Wafa. And so no card and maybe money and turn pay you. At where no anajo. That's a ben no cron. Once I make country no cron. As that's a bear a sassy bear no cron. Enna made da bear 11:30. Ninya so na so no go so to. Me ne so tete me bear 2 na afi de pete.
Is a true concron no.
Enti no enso ndi atoba no pa we de baby a me won de ebi anto ba ku se kwa nso ho na no anajo ade besi be 2 am.
I just said none here with there.
Everybody wofa. Me see me so lesun ade. So na about 450 something na me see we.
Jo. Senso no to so ane emu ayenwu no.
Esa na nani timi chichirew.
Na enna bebrebe won fa so.
Awofa. Na say na de so won fa so. Bebree de. And too much of everything is bad. But not the also nipa ultimate da. Because kikiri no doso.
And not be brebe I won't fast there.
Wafa. Ebi and never baby to me ma obi nyem ohun. I wafa I won't fast today. Yes, me can I that day. Pacha I.
As I somebody busan and na year no say and not be brebe I won't fast there.
Pacha ane.
And fast so be saying.
Ebi ni say to me ma e man ni titanya nyem ohun. So on now a won't mean it's me my man and I was so dear ye until for so it be no. Aye. And
until na between August, September, October no. Ya na more nam women and nam remuno. Na omanyin saying. There be a period and dry. You kum one basa.
I know
I'll be na on him. So into now or washing a year.
Yate nti ene
em se sa time nipa so eso nyanyem sa
wofa enna de jai ema ehu hia papa na wa na abeda ye
na wo ba bi da na atimi de o
wofa weni nkuma na ani usu ni weni nkuma na asu ni ba bi abeda
sa
weni nkuma na asu ni obi timi tina hoda obi gina hoda Enti weni nkuma na asu nya baby nda.
Ye se nipa dasani wenya asemo ba beka. Abra ya fu ade ma me na me voice kakra bi wa. Nti ni nyina mu no. Ensem a ekukuru e wa Ghanaian Parliament. Eni kan papa.
Enye easy o.
Eni kan papa.
Nse na efiada pa na. Ai si. Yes.
Into a slide the senior on Facebook Live. I see everywhere corner and ghetto we go. Ghanaians are calling for change. Reject Dr. Bawumia and all the buy. Oyibo Boatin on Facebook Live. Or say from Achumanye Behin, majority or minority, Dr. Bawumia is winning the December 7 elections. Meshak Asante on Facebook Live. I say Afenyo Markins can cry from morning to night. He will still continue to be the minority leader, and nothing can change it. The victory of President Mahama has finally arrived. And Vincent Kaba. I say, boss, good work. I'm watching from the United Arab Emirates. UAE. Nafe Adanse Bona Obuase. Also the victory of Dr. Bawumia and the independent parliamentary candidate Odinehon Kofi Apienim Enin is secured in Obuase West constituency. Ena ode buy the Adanse Bona so Nedia ode abanon. Na yen kind road safety for one so ede notice being so kakra the young kind road safety force so notice no or more releasing na men kind of brofo na shadow so mon fa pen paper man me wi a na on family twi tita waso
mate
into why crado
wo fa yenko
yo kwabne memo aha entity na de free na ba be the transliteration the interpretation the translation or say press release from the National Road Safety Authority. Recent road traffic crashes, deaths and injuries. I said the National Road Safety Authority NRSA is deeply worried about the rising incidence of road traffic crashes over the past few weeks, particularly the crashes at Obretema near Suhum, Atwedie near Dwaso, East Legon, and Kwapia near Obuasi, which occurred on September 21, October 11, October 12, and October 14, respectively. These crashes have resulted in the death of 30 persons and many injuries within a space of 1 month. Given the increased public education on the risk associated with road use and operational controls required of commercial road transport companies and unions, the authority finds it unacceptable. Preliminary investigations by the Ghana Police Service and the National Road Safety Authority revealed excessive speeding, parental irresponsibility, and reckless driving as the main contributing factors to the crashes. This notwithstanding, the National Road Safety Authority intends to commission a multi-stakeholder investigation into the crash occurring at Kwapia near Obuasi under Regulation 8 of the National Road Safety Authority Regulation 2022 LI 2468. While these crashes are unrelated to political activities, the authority wishes to remind political parties of the road safety risk associated with electioneering campaigns and the need to observe road safety code for political parties as the electioneering activities reach their peak in the coming weeks. To ensure a reduction in crashes, injuries, and deaths, the authority, in collaboration with the Ghana Police Service, will deploy MTTD officers and road safety inspectors on all major corridors across the country from November 1, 2024 to ensure strict compliance with road traffic regulations and road safety operational standards. In view of the pending coordinated enforcement action, the authority directs as follows. 1. Pursuant to earlier public notice between June and September 2024, all commercial road transport operators, both passenger and goods, transport departments and units of public agencies and private organizations, including school bus and ride-hailing service operators, yet to register their operations or services with the authority must ensure compliance by registering via transportghana.org or face sanctions prescribed by the National Road Safety Authority Act 2019, Act 993, or National Road Safety Regulations 2022 LI 2468. 2. All intercity passenger, long-distance commercial road transport companies, unions, or operators must ensure the implementation of prescribed road safety standards and controls, including pre-departure checks, passenger manifest, speed control, and other driver tracking, amongst others. 3. All persons or individuals operating commercial passenger or goods services, known as floating or WA, should take steps to regularize their operations by registering with a recognized transport union or company by March 31, 2025. Further, the authority wishes to remind parents and guardians that the legal age for driving in Ghana is 18 years. Consequently, parents and guardians should show interest in the safety of their wards as road users. Thank you. Nti, I'm for wedding man. Na hwe so free ho. Na hwe no. a paragraph by paragraph na asua adwuma na wo ho ntɔn na a proficient na ibibia right enti yanya ahoboa na asama road safety dia atodwa no na akwa free enti me emfamra akankasa mu emfa emayen go
yo ewie ofa heswe se me kana udimechi enti no we eye enkata eye Ghana Road Safety Authority omo ede abase eye press media no ye nsanka na ye manento omo a omutie enti no efa eye nansen ekwan a ye nam so a yetiminya akwanhia a yetimidi owuo ne ebi mu kwa yetimi epra eba no eno ho asem na omacho magina so ede acho enkata enti no eye the National Road Safety Authority in fact how omo bebre say eye akwanhia no akosoro ewo ye man Ghana yimu na ye hwa eye nansen mu akwanhia a ebi esi ewo obratima a eben suhum atwede a eben dwaso East Legon ena kwapia a eben oboase a esi ewo September bosomi eda etoso 21 any October 11th any October 12 2024 na akwanhie yi ama ye ka ne sei akwanhie yi ama yenya ewuo nkofo bi ayeden ahwe omonkwa a omo ye baako 30 wofa 30 ni twi yeden nipa baako 30 ahwe omonkwa ena nipa bebre nso afaso epra na ewo nina sie ewo bosome baako nti bosome baako ntem no nkofo 30 ene nkofo bebre ena omo epra okay enti no se ye hwese ne ade we akoso a na wofa enti ye hwese ne ya enti no road safety the investigation Ghana Police Service ase investigation ase omoni road safety no ehu se ya na dodo na efri asenkafo na America dodo ya omoko nti omu tu America bebre kwan no so dodo enu nti na ye ma ebimu sesi ebim so ho no ma na awofo ni bi anda entity papa edi ama omoba na parent ye irresponsible and also eka ho na ama nyema bi say esi na ebimu ho no so na sen na omo ka no omo nse da enka ne yie omo drive basa reckless driving and also ka ho na ama ebimu ahwe omo nkwa akwanhia mpo esi ama ebimu ahwe omo nkwa na road safety aye na dwen say one omo kwa akoye investigation na oma hwe 8 of them enti abra egu so aye hwehwe DAC ye ema enyama bi say ban ye ka che political parties ne say emfa omo hu kwan bia so na emom no ye pese ye kai political parties ne say unam kwan ne so a ehu kakra enti yen hwe se ye bedi enhyehyeye a egu akwan mu ne so abra ye nam ye campaigns ye nam kwan so na ye kɔ na ye banti ne yen hwe se ye de enhyehyeye a road safety ne de egu akwan mu no political parties ne be hwe na omedi so na se ye be hwe ama akwanhia aba fom omo mbe pra ye benya less na afi kwa de owuo nso ye be yi efiri ho no road safety ene Ghana Police omo de enhyehyeye bi okay nti ede aba de edi kan no efri June Wafa
Oma efiti June through to September omabo hu dawuro saa no
okay
it June no twi kasemo ye aye humobo na September so ye ebo
okay
aye humobo utawonsa sana na ebo
okay enti no efri aye humobo ene
ebo busume
ene ebo busume de omabo hu dawuro na bi ni se omo ye ka ho juma omo di ka ho juma no omo di ka ho juma no omo nhwe se omo ebe di
sumitio kama me na menka ma na fe no yemfa ntodwa because asem no asem hia enti amemfa ntodwa ma national road safety na ekasai national road safety say ene akwanhia wodo a esisi wo yakwan so ama enipa ebi ewo ebi eprepra ene ahyan ahodo a epempem no asem a da wo makoma so a ha wo mo esa asem no ekosoro ekowie se be se na wotwe kakrantamu eni ye akwanhia si bretema ben suhum akwanhia esi atwede ben dwaso akwanhia esi East Legon akwanhia esi kwapia ben oboase ne nyina esi wo ebobosume ne da etoso aduonu baako ekokosi obubuo bosume ya yewomi ne da etoso du baako ade chen ye obubuo bosume ne da etoso edumienu na ne da etoso edunan sa akwanhia we nyina akabo mu a enipa sa aduasa na atoriye na nipa sa aduasa atoriye no amanipa eso ebi eprepra bosume ntempe ni nyina no ekire se road safety for egusu ekire omanma sade yesi efa kwan so ene akwane omudi gu kwan mu sanka akobedifo ne union for ni nyina no road safety se enoma bi entwa yie na womo hwehwe mu no Ghana Police Service ene road safety adadi se ehyen a yedi tumrika ene abatan a yenhwe maso yie ene mrika tenten na kire no ka yenka ne yie ni nyina ka ho bi ena amasa akwanhia hodoi eba ni nyina kire no National Road Safety say womu eba be yen hyehyeye akwa wurawura mu senti a ahyen akwanhia esi buase na ni nyina mu ye hyehyeye Road Safety Authority ni regulation 2020 LI 2468 no ne chefa regulation 8 etoso 8 no enemu eno omode kwa esa hwehwe mu no na wo mu se ye kwa abato mu ma normal ahodo no se ama political parties ahodo no emfa wo mu ho de na nso so no road safety say wo mu hwe normal bi yie na omo soso no entimi entoto noma na omo bibia no a ewo akwantempo ahodo mu no a omo hwe se enkonkofa wo haw emfa emma emre enipa dom no a edi wo mo akire no so eno nti na road safety so na omo konhyehyɛ mu edi bibia ye friend road safety code for political parties yetimi edi ebaaye na wei na road safety say ye bema akwanhyia ahodo no so atwa ene ewu ahodo no so atie ene aprepra ahodo no so atwa no road safety say woni Ghana Police Service womo ede MTTD approsifo ene road safety inspectors for ede kwa kontempo akese ewo ma we say mu efri ahini me bosomi a ye besimu ni da di kan kura akwa hwɛ se obia bedi emra road safety regulations no nhyehyɛ no etimi ekire na wei na ebeba se road safety for no police for no enkabomu no bekoso no de omu esusu nie edini kan omu si road safety di kan ebo dawro adi kire eye womu commercial road transport for any union for ahodo eye ayohumbo no omu bo bi eye kutansa bosumi omu bo dawro ni bi eye sana bosumi omu bo dawro ni bi ebesi eye ebo bosumi ya atwamu no se eye ehyen bia na fa nipa na fa noma bia no eye enwuma huo akodo soso a wo mo soso no ewo eye ehyen ahodo a efa wo mo adwuma yefo ena school kura no a omo boss a efa school fo nkwada eye wo mo soso a omo fa ehyen a wutimi fa telephone efre wo mo buku se efa me ya be fa me ya no munyina no muntimi emfa modie bene a mumfa monkrata enkogu road safety omo anaso a betimi akọ eye transportghana.org transport Ghana no eye baako ni nyina no eye smallcase.org anasa se wan kwankwa ye ne saade a de ne mmramu no asotwe bi e wo se road safety for etimi de twe no ewo eye at 993 no mu anasa li 2468 no ne de be ma na mu amufa edom edi free enkura kase mu ko enkura kase mu no de mu nhyɛ ne nso o se eye enhyehye ya road safety de agu akwam se ewo se ka ni betu a ye behwe se ka no bibia kotote se eye enipa etihyen ni mu no ewo se yetimi nya wo mu nyina dini ena afesu no ye de no ma bi ahyehyen no mu a ebetimi ahwe se ehyen no entum ne katenten sa afesu so no ye de no ma bi ahye eye ehyen no mu a ba bi ehyen na bi ebetimi ehunu eno ena potokasem o se pre departure checks passenger manifest speed control and driver tracking among others etoso miensa o se eye enipa ahodo a munyina soso no muna mo hwe ama eye ehyan a ye de fa nipa e de fa noma ye frɛ wo mu floating anase waawafo no waawafo mo hwe yie ne free ne ya kokopem eye obanim bosome ne de toso aduasa baako eye afimpinu aduonunum eye by March 31 2025 munyina soso no momodene na mko register na we na road safety say omo eka kire awofo ene mu amohwe nkwada so se ene Ghana yetie no emra emakwan ma obitime ekoje license ekokaka no gise onia no wodi mfinhye edu enwotwe oni mfinhye edu nwotwe a ensese otime ekoje license ekokaka ana akokaka wokwan bia so enu nti na awofo ene mu amohwe eye nkwada so no mumomani nko eye bambo a ewo se muma ensoso no ebetimi anya abra eye road safety say the way ene normal road safety edi egu akwan mu enti bronya abai na road safety kan say de na akwa asem papa
an wofa mejitum ehu hia say wo say yetimi hwe na yetutu niama because ye hwe de esi na nsem mu a enye kra na emwaye
because road safety for no kra no hwe say omo de no ma bi say tracker ye omo kan ene cameras ne ade ebe hye boss no mu no ewo mu an say eye investment ane boarding iti ekoba bia na transport operator no kra no oni sasika da ho no ode beto to sa no ma no ade no so road safety no so che say yemra also ode hyemu ni nyina be kwa akowie say to protect eye passenger safety ne de na kwa ye say just be ahenti ade no yatum kakra be 5 cities bi be 2 cities bi na ye de san tumu no be 5 cities 2 cities no edi hwese ye de akototo sa no ma no edi ahye boss num se de boss no ba bia nam bia no wo no a wo hweso no wutimi hu no de driver no so no no be say the camera be say 9 e na ahye boss num ba ko bo animu e na ba ko bo akire e na ba ko so bo boss no mu a ehwe driver no e na ba ko so bo boss no mu a ehwe passenger for na egumu
no na BBC kwa na passenger fresh say na esi driver say passenger say enti no camera no betimi determine say na si
ai na wo hwe camera num akwanhia bi si na efa boss bi ho na akwanhia na si efa boss bi ho no boss no ko nanim ntintin so sei na car bi so Asia boss no na car bi Asia boss no na articulator na Asia boss no car keto adi na chi and o yes and ko sa articulator no and o hunu say car na di boss na anim no one ne be kwa kobo mpu ne mpu enti hono no articulator no I car ketwa no esi form ma kwan amanti die na odi boss na anim no eko wura articulator na eba no ene car ketwa no ntem enti na car ketwa na befa eye hard shoulder no so ewo eye ni bonkum so a hono no enipa na mhokwa kokum no ndu ode ne bachire sa no enna sai ka no anedi boss na anim no enna car ketwa ba ko so say di boss na anim o san di bebe tware anim sei enna car ketwa no anedi boss na anim no ode accident no yi ni free mu ko abontene kura ema kofa attackurator na anim koto owuram enna ono ebu fa so be bo bass na anim ebo bass na anim no sanye camera no na ebo bass ni mu no a to be truthful na ye metro mass bass nya no a na ade ne se metro mass ne ne car na kohia enti ye camera na ne bo metro mass no mu no ena me hunu se ei tenne bi kaka say what me ekoy overtaking na wo hia obi no ukọ nchen wanti me anyina ena oni nipa na bonsa ho wo nchen mu ho atimi dia ba be boba ka ketwa na na di bass na nim no ato na twe no wiem ama fe the bass na be boketwa we mu a and yes aka say e bus driver no and the abo
anka we ne kan no e be din
kan ka be din ozo uni hobi it is a camera na bo bus na nim no and it me picture de na ekoso nyina it no and a road safety for any say star devices no and na yemfa mobo asan awudu mu na emum no say a year investment obi say camera say no e be $1,000 e be $700 ukofane he
into road safety for nan ka me hwe say bi o mbetimi akan no wom say bi because of niema bi say ne be hwe say betu ohun na te ohun say release ne bae no aba with it say nti yenya enimu say ye ba betum na anko ye he bia because we ya try aba say no a very very good initiative na so sikasem no e ho safa ne ye be ne den because enya obi ase na wo ka no enya obi na wo sa readily available money ode ebe den ode eba betoto trackers ede atoto cameras ni ade abobo omo bass mu e na ahwe te se trotro ni ade efri adabraka e ko se kele ba ha okonya sa sika no efri he
anti so o supply e de ma union for no na union for no
e be pe kwa bi so etua aha
de omu no tuaka santumu no na cheza kwakwa se watimi anya levy bia etua get found levy wanya levy bia etua ya fed say ba kun ye bondin say national health insurance so and is the same way and our road safety no to ensure say a car cro and as a company cro and a union cro ebe comply with normal no person this is no e de anya no a so what mu one city and you making sure say your ring fences are one city no say no na yam fan to sa no man na am fan share e hyen no mu a freeze
ebeboa
ejiremu ni ko yia
ebeboa pa also no so betimi ama omo a driver no obe careful no say camera bo ne care mo nti o drive obe very careful on tutu nani basabasa niema em friend no sometimes ntokwa ni bi kwa driver say omo kan na mje ho amenti ase e bi kwa na mate ni nani obi anya o hia na say bro so otimi park car no ejina na face e wo be hwe na so resolve obu ana driver na ko asem baby a lorry fare 2 cedis be 50% na driver na de ho abegim na wakoto nani na de asem be aba say onim say camera e bo car mu eni ade na o be very careful omo nye basabasa e wo kwan no so e very 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 good e be bo papa nti omo nhwe hawa e kwan yo mbe fa so a omo be make sure say
e je de obo no ekoyie na chese eno ne nitimi hu say ye hwe ama road safety no etimi edimu road safety no etimi edimu na chese ye nyina ya hu say enoma ebeko ayie
because e mo ya o hwe se ne kwan so eye nyema esisi ne accident ne ewu e mo ya
na chese recent devices na aba no it say e ba say ye tu anamo bi once wasan ka say almost at the inspectors in the imagine say because we be say VIP say the kaka say a year by Sunday October 27 na o kwakwa only driver for nyina akoshiem
Sunday coming next
Sunday coming next 27 no only driver for nyina akoshia na de akoto manim say ye fire inspectors Inti Ufrakre Kumasi route no inspectors gyina so between Kumasi to Tamale Boga Paga inspectors gyina so Kumasi Techimai to Wa inspectors wo ho Kumasi Sunyan Doma inspectors wo kwan so Accra Cape Coast Takra de Grand Quanta Takwa Wasa Krupon inspectors also the time biano you keep an eye on driver behavior the air coso na what me sadie we say no be den yet me hu say boayen ana emwayen
wafa say one who say yenya we have seen say this is what is happening now nipa bia no our environment bi na so onim so obi hwe na onim say ne suban yesronko a lot of the people who are not disciplined so our environment onim say camera bo ha na obi hwe me ana police bi wa ha ne ade a eboa ono ankasa e ma ne behave yie until it will help a bet say magic and hwe ohun within the shortest possible time no a bet say edro obia wo be ye ne I say covid by edi hu say omu say one round say be say everybody was trying to wash their hand on be sanitizer on be mask and a lot of people were saved even though people died enti no obia ni mu say okay say na tie say mambo manye ni ye ya camera bi hwe mi o obi inspector bi hwe mi o ana say bibi say tracker bi e wo car nim nti obi ote wo hwe mi a it is automatic nipa nankasa be sesa ne lifestyle nipa nankasa be sesa ne lifestyle aye the right things he's supposed to do. And it's so bad. And Kayanka say as individual, you don't need to be monitored and sana. Waka say obey and yama papa. But unfortunately,
release. And to just say release no more diabano. Just say yasi me here. Omni a coordinated a year omni police for no. I can't boom. And the aye say humano.
It's very
good. To say so omo visible. Our highways no so. A bema driver for na a day. So atomo boase
well to me driver be you overtaking to me who say hey I dare you risky now
right it road safety for na baba be chirichiri mu say the normal siko eye ebra ye de beko now afi yenko parliament yemfra ye panyini a ono wo parliament ono normal akoso parliament ono no ne emra mehwe say eye domkuma na nka ye nyina nim say ye NDC na domkuma na nka ye nyina nim say NDC and ye domkuma ana MPP eye dom kese no ene susu ede asesa na de na ma ne sesa ye right honorable speaker of parliament ASK Babin ono ene odin sembi atodwa efa MP4 and 9 ho MP a wono kro ya soso esan ye second deputy speaker siama nanka wo ye MP a ono ewo formina no ba as an independent and or yes one NDC MPP ebehwiabom nanka MPP ewo wo ha aduasa enson na NDC so wo ha aduasa enson na emum na siama kan say obeba ne MPP ahwiabom no eno enema MPP ebebe ye edom kese no ewo mrahye bedwom honom indi si ano de akɔwie ni sɛ anoma bi ɛbaayo na noma bi ɛbaayo no kɔwie sɛ time asia makro ya na ɔyɛ mrahwɛ bedwani na ɔyɛ MPP ni ɛna ɔyɛ sɛ ɔkɔ independent ɛwɔ formina na ɔkɔ independent wɔ formina no ɛna MPP for true letter ɛde bre speaker na ɔwɔ mrahwɛ bedwam hɔ sɛ wɔn asia ma say ɔno ɔkɔ akɔ independent dia ede ne wo se yi ni free parliament honom na nsese ye ma ne tena honom ifri se wa ye na dwene se wo free MPP no mu dia ede na wo se yi ni free enipa ne bi kan so esia ma de wo so opeso ye ne de daachi ade a wo be ye enye sa parliament anu wo timu no 7 parliament na o ka say na emum no ne nsusu ye de a o de ko 8 parliament no enso so speaker no den etwifa so na speaker no etwi ede efa so no na ye honorable speaker Aaron Michael Okwe ana net wonom ene se ekoba se siama ede ekoyi nti nei ana eba se NDC susu omunipa kwa chiaka amemfi central edi na je se amemfi central woni asankregwa ene ebohye manso amemfi woni ne bohye wone wase krupon ene bohye ni nyinaa so ɛwɔ western region ɛno nti yakoto aba ɛma ɔmkoto aba no ɔmayi na firi hɔ no mo sɛ primaries no ɛne de ɛyɛ jankujo ɛna ɛba na jankujo no a wɔba no ɛna kwakye akwa anye ne de ɛno nti no ɔsesa mo si chinchina mo de jankujo ne na ɛba de a ɛyɛ kɛkyɛ ɛyere no mo de no ɛba de a ɛna mɛkɔ independent to no kɔ yi a wakɔ file as an independent no ɛgye sɛ anya de a yɛma no kwan ama na bam na so bedwom ho biew sɛ wɔyɛ NDC MP ɛno nti ɛno te kɔdaayɛ ɛhɔ ɛna wokɔ agona so aduro ɛno nso so no Mamle Morrison Mrs Morrison ɔno nso so de ekoko wie ya ne sɛ wɔyɛ MPP MP for Agona West ɛyɛ agona so aduro ɛna ɔno so ɔba mmerɛ so bedwom ɔno kɔ de wadi minister koraa so ɛda gender minister ɔno nso so yɛkɔto aba no ɛna Chris Arthur atimi edi nkonim sɛ Chris Arthur ɛna parliamentary candidate for the MPP enti ɛno nti ɛkɔ wie sɛ Mamle ɛsɛ nneɛma bi antwa yie kwan yɛ fa so a yagye akonnwa no de ama Chris Arthur no ɛde ɔbɛkɔ independent ɔno nso bɛkɔ independent no enti na kyerɛ sɛ ɛnya ade a yɛbɛma no kwan sɛ wɔntena ɛyɛ parliament wɔnom enti na kyerɛ sɛ ɔno nso ɔyɛ independent ɛno nso so meka sɛ ɔse parliament wɔ egu ɛyɛ 8 parliament no egu na afei yɛkɔhyɛ 9 parliament no ase a ɛna wɔsusuo sɛ ɔkɔ independent ɛnso so waka ne sa ansa ɛna kyerɛ sɛ siama nso so die ɔno ɔyɛ independent ɔbaayɛ a ɔno bɛka ho ne MPP fo hwibɔ mu no this time round no MPP fo na sa agye no amena kwa akɔyɛ candidate of the MPP ɛwɔ fɔmna ɛno nti na kyerɛ sɛ ɔno so no wavacate ɛyɛ ɔkaayɛ no what's his name independent no ofiri ma be MPP ni dia no so ansa na suhum haya boafoɔ so no as ko wie sɛ yakoto aba na proposal adi nkunim se du bakwen ɛna kyɛ sɛ boafoɔ so sɛ ɔno de ɔyɛ mpuntuo hene enti ɔbɛkɔ independent te saa sɛm yi bɛtɔ hɔ no ɛna babinsi wo bebua no na obua so a de besie na asi ne sesee no afei na MPP fo be raise that question said there be emre mu pa de eye future decision na nkrofo na yeso mbeye na nya nei enti nsese ye pam wo mo ema ne ba ne sei ena ba bin sei afere de makoko eye no eno ana mesomeye aba na de bo tachi no eno ana me de bebo ba ye nkomra hwe bedwom na ye senior correspondent eye Emmanuel Akoli the course of parliament no na ontimi emfa ne nyina emfa emayen Mr. Kwali yamu aha
yeja o
banyini na wi ho te sen
ba so me hu ye nyame adom
na yekan ade na akoso parliament nura ye ama eye MPP fo hidatu omoye majority womatimi ayede be ne a atimi asore free na so bedwamu
speaker na 2 days etwemu no na tese Tuesday hono no na Dr. Suforsen ede statement bi eba parliament efa masoja for 9 na wo kan wo ho asem no say o ma ko file o nomination ebi say o mo ko independent na independent dey for na MPP or be contest on the ticket of MPP into order to so parliament standing orders no when constitution no article 97 na say e was say Rasoja for no wo mo hwere o seat no into speaker mamu aye and o can to be here 2 days e dey prepare the response no dey aba ti enra and o dey response no e baye speaker ebe take mu no o ma background information dey cover that Dr. Suforsen statement no e baye and o wie no o sign ebe tre niema ebe ti yetisi ndi yebeka se na shebi geni bi o se na kunya so no wa hwere na kunya baako o kan say MP eco election a they said December 17 ya ebe
senior Mr. Wadaroma woni no wo form system no so ntini ya no ama woni no so ade amayen na se mehia pa na wo chirichi buchire
yo ene me yo pacho eye
ma ne no so na fie no chire mu de asi parliament wo amayen
yo inti enra speaker ema ruling no ɛna ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ situation bɛyɛ mmiɛnsa ɛna itumi si a ɛbɛma mmarahyɛbadwani bi ahwere n'akonnwa te sɛ bi a yɛakɔ general election na incumbent MP ɔsan akɔ bio na wentumi ndi nkunim na wahwere ɔno ne seat no ɛna yɛ dissolve parliament a ɛno nso ɛyɛ sɛ parliament yi 6 January next year ba na ɛkyɛ sɛ parliament yi ne term of office no aba iwieyɛ ɛno yɛ kwan baako nso a mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ etumi de hwere akonnwa a wɔmɔtɛ so na sɛ wankɔ bio ma ɛno ano no ɛna deɛ ɛtɔ so mmiɛnsa ɛyɛ asɛm a abɛyi a yɛreka yi a sɛ wowɔ party bi na wo sɛ wokɔ independent anaasɛ woyɛ independent member of parliament wo sɛ wokɔ contest election future election bio mu anaasɛ election a ɛba a ɛno no wode wo ho ɛkɔbɔ political party nti speaker sɛ ɛno no ɛkɔba na saa wode toto constitution no ɛne standing orders no ho a na mmarahyɛbadwani ko no wobɛtumi ahwere ɛyɛ n'akonnwa no ɔkaa saa awieɛ no ɛna ɔkyerɛ mu sɛ saa sɛ bi a abɛyi ɛnyɛ sɛ ebi mba ada na 2020 Professor Michael Ironokwe yɛ speaker no fɔmina mmarahyɛbadwani a na ɔwɔ NPP ɛna ɔyɛ member of parliament on the ticket of NPP ɔmo yɛ primaries wentumi endi nkunim ɛna ɔsɛ ɔbɛkɔ independent nti party no ɛtwerɛ de brɛ speaker then speaker sɛ etia NPP constitution no nti speaker enrulu ɛma ruling ana ɔhwɛ asɛm no ɔma ruling na ɛnkɔ wie sɛ ɛyɛ honorable Andrew Samuel Kwesiama no ɔnyɛ member of parliament biom ɛsiane sɛ wɔkɔ contest as independent candidate na then speaker no ɛma da ruling no nti MP no ɛhwɛ n'akonnwa no ansa na ɔkɔ contest ɔsan winning as independent member speaker yɛ reference to 2020 assembly CE no owie no ɔbɛka sɛ ampa mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ ɛnan yi no ɛwɔ mu ɛyɛ nokorɛ sɛ yɛka sɛ ɔmokɔ mmienu ɛkɔ file on the ticket of mmienu kɔ file sɛ independent candidate which is Agona West ɛna Sohum ɛna Amemfi Central nso ɔyɛ NDC mmarahyɛbadwani na ɔkɔ independent na fɔmina mmarahyɛbadwani ɔyɛ independent ɔno nso sɛ wakɔ file sɛ ɔbɛ contest as on a ticket of NPP ɛyɛ nokorɛ a na ɛyɛ no wɔn ɔsi ɛyɛ nokorɛ wokɔ electoral commission evidence wɔ hɔ a ɛsɛ sɛ wɔn akɔ file wɔn nomination along the lines of asɛm a yɛkin na ɔde toto constitution no ɛne standing orders of parliament na bia ɔbɛka ne sɛ mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ ɛnan no wɔn ɛwɔ sɛ wɔn hwere wɔn akonnwa no sɛnea mmara kyerɛ no ɛna ɔka saa ɛna owurulu yɛ sɛ ɛneɛ wɔn wadeclare wɔn seat no vacant nti ɔse saa seat na yɛadeclare no vacant no emu mmiɛnsa ɛwɔ majority caucus ɛna baako ɛwɔ minority na ɔhwɛ numbers na ɛwɔ ha no na 138 ɛne 137 a mmiɛnsa ɛwɔ 138 ni mu no wɔn ɛrehwɛ wɔn akonnwa na baako ɛwɔ 137 mu no ɔhwɛ n'akonnwa nti ɛbɛkɔ akɔyɛ 136 135 nti 136 na ɛyɛ minority foɔ no na 135 na ɛbɛba bɛyɛ majority foɔ no na ɛkyerɛ sɛ power balance a ɛwɔ ɛyɛ parliament in terms of wine na ɛyɛ majority ne wine na ɛyɛ minority na ɛbɛsesa ɔkasa wieɛ no ɛna majority leader ɛyɛ asat the time a speaker ɛbɛma ruling no honorable Alexander Afinyoma Akin ɔno ɛsɔre na ɔsɛ speaker ruling ɔwɔ asɛm ka ɛwɔ ho ɔkasa ya na minority for nso yɛ dede ogun bɛka sɛ heckling edu baabi no wotwa so ɛma majority for den no ANPP mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ no ɛsa wɔn nneɛma epie kɔɔyɛ na fiti ɛnora no ɔkè wɔn wie yɛ pɛɛ na NDC mmarahyɛbadwafoɔ no a Dr. Ato Forsen ɛda wɔn ano no wɔn ne yɛn nsɛntwerɛfoɔ bɛkasa yɛ nso o asɛm a esi no deɛ ɛyɛ asɛm papapaa na wɔn bɔ speaker aba so sɛ wotumi gyina pintin na baabi a mmara no da no ɔde asɛm no to hɔ Nank osia nanka was a one and is Masweja for oh anka was some year majority for the da after 2020 elections no. Now near maybe a 60 ena koba ne say one more uncle year majority or na asem na kwa ma kan be we say no omona one year majority based on speaker ruling na affect say for parliamentary seats now you declare vacant no. Into one day, on be defend Ghana for interest. Na committees are who do parliament, you know. A move a majority for ena and the no. Into see a change, be our more a majority, no. Fit next week, Tuesday, air corner. On be say, your best sister, a NPP Masuja for one of the committees. No more the woman called Fashe. As the Honorable Andrew Amakwesiam or your second deputy, no. I was almost a penny for no better name. Sema making in a year and ra. And development for by majority for prayer in Central for a year and opano any year Kasai. Baby Omujinani said, one entity Masuja for no, almost kind of paying say, one majority na kita one, one more free no, speaker ruling. Nso mfi won sa omo da so ye majority nti yen central frontier mu say speaker ruling no omo nyintum omo ye majority for ono honorable Alexander Afinyo Markins no o da so ye majority leader na ni nyina so ene say speaker ruling no ni tumi say obema sa ruling no nse me fa constitution no no Supreme Court ijuma ena Dr. Tufor's statement no de ba ye no want to mean any statement into Asema, a was anchor Supreme Court in a man ruling. Now, we also find declare seat vacant. Now, High Court and with me declare parliamentary seat vacant. Now, who ban Sema Supreme Court in our bit me at certain same. Into speaker no echo J Supreme Court judiciary Jumano. Yeah. The 2 minutes who could so into speaker no name minority for an aye back on. One more sister, a composition of majority and minority. No, na equal favor minority for number majority for. Until Ninja say, 15 next week, air corner, one NPP Masuja for no more parliament view. And so say, as seven honorable Alexander Afinyo Markins said, the court no, Supreme Court will be Bema Imuaye. No more did the same way, it favor one. Nama. One sema argument no more year no. Ebekwa ko wie say Supreme Court no be for aso. Inti from next week there, ye hu won e wo parliament sitting bia o mo nkotene mu. Ogina so to NPP etitafo for say. Asema be FA parliament yi no, o mo fan adisia. Na so o mo koto aba ebufuo ne mpape mu no mo koto skirt and blouse enam so na honorable Avan Bradman Bedani speaker say akoye say if parliament no akoye bibi e wo ho no na man say bio no bia nto aba ema NPP Masuejafo and Dr. Bawumia no mundin kunim no mo be hwe oman so me no wo ka say mi da so parliament e san say minority for so e dey notice abreye fair almost about the year press conference 2 o'clock. Internet says no more category 2 no as some upper. Almost so more be press conference. The name sema almost be tuja. Until my candy see you na fiti and ra be see and e dey self with tifo.
Yo, Timayen show. Atu forcing. Asamu a wadi two speaker anymore no. Say speaker nyina so mfa mu asem no. Atu forcing a reference to Professor Michael Quay. Dia esi ye no ana
ono de or the two or speaker attention say a development biaba and then say Masuejafo and 9 ba konye NDC no so ko independent nienu ye NPP Masuejafo almost so ko independent ba konye independent or be contest on the ticket of NPP now the toto omeyimra no ho a constitution not understanding orders no ho a eko yese e was say speaker no ehwe no ka ho asem na omani mu aye eno na speaker so ko gina so a ono nso e de mani mu aye no but one come into this is because Ono the asem na aba na odro speaker attention to sa na okan
na speaker so ebua asem no oye reference to Professor Okwe dia wo ye na na
papa oye reference to Professor Okwe die no etete mu no say ewo mu say speaker bi a wa be twemu ni decision na o taking in the ruling and bind the speaker for no ti akonya se to no de now so ANC na ho utumi sua bibi timu utumi ye reference even though enchechere wo say speaker Professor Okwe Emma ruling saying see assembly ba na etesa tintene a ono nso ma ni ruling sa o se em bind no now so no convention na bibia esiye eno nso no utumi efa disia ewu ti o wie no se ono nso hwemra na sa pepepe de wo se oye no
na honorable Afenyo Markins enso so kasa no oye reference efa Professor Makukwe de no ho ana
eno no well o si bibisa esiye Professor Michael Okwe asem no o kan ho asem no si NPP constitution no etete uye party ni na udi o parliamentary o party ni bimu na uko independent we ye member of party ni biu inti bia na nke wo se ohwere wakonya na nso constitution na NPP constitution na ehonom na nso se samra chebedwa ni ko na wo se ye tie no wo se ye ma no kwan na o cheche ni nsemu na mra chebedwa fo nan yi a o ma asem aba no NPP fo na ewo mu no omo nchete wo ye ma on kwan tie wo nchete wo nsemu se o ya ye agin se ye ko independent nso no nti ye fi ye mpese ye be ye NPP members bi o se akwenya no emaye aye ntie ma so ejafo
it odo no sem okan no yento ye bo ase o fa kakra no a o person o kan de fa Makukwe de no ho no wo ye reference to MPP constitution no eko wie se Makukwe de o ye no na eda ne kwan so na damra kwan mu eda Ghana ko
o ma chire mu de da so no mfomso wo ho
enti chese nei na o ma hunu se na mfomso wo ho ana se as a matter of principle no ebra wo ye san mfomso no o ma ne da die se we de enye wa ye mfomso ana
enum so no speaker any minority for ni bibisa ebisa won question na almost to be said 2020 no Professor Michael Okwe man ruling ne de NPP Brazil jafo an challenge ruling no an ka sempum so na adentina bibisa sen isi ne de almost say mfom so but also anu yi omde man say so obi ye mfom so emedi etwemu a enne wuntumi nkoka so ye mfom so nti wo so wo behwe ne mfom so no so aye mfom so na no mo ka
intine je sa ba de bo tachi no yentimi san fa mo ba
sa no mo ka
ntimi nhwe sesia no 137 plus 1 138 no 137 okabo mo na cheto anya 275 nyesa
sa pepepe
na nipa dodo sen ena wo se wo parliament ansa na yenya quorum
nipa wo so mo ho na yenya quorum no I think it's it's above 90. It's above 90. Let's say and 2/3, but
it let say NDC for 1366 a year. Sa 136 no ombenya quorum.
Yes, ombenya quorum.
Did no would asoto
ni bi wo ho no mo a omontumi take decision also. I will be here 2/3 majority.
Inti yampa sesi ano enoma mako be se 27 ene da ho a wo se nko mo hwe no mo ye ansa na yakoto aba sa noma 27 no se wani be ba ho so ya no aye research no aba be kan kire se
me pa to ehun ya pa se mehu niama 27 no the ehia 2/3 majority any dia ehia just simple majority I would say ehia sa difference.
Enti we di na nka me
mate di enti a ubisa sa question because NPP Masoja for say and the Supreme Court be man ruling no wo mo ma parliament
Antina person.
My question is very important.
Say omuko next omunko 136 no mote hwa
Bet me it's a key decisions on which market and which man to me take key decision also.
Na ba kokura so dem wonu sesesi ano say Haruna na kwan omufa so ayi Haruna de atofo sen ba yi nipa bi we ho ase Haruna ni nye ho ye de beba be ye ne nura ebna so enura susu ya ehun nsem abaye so no Haruna therefore no aso na kwakae se bena da ye parliamentary ye koye ni na atofo se ene NDC for ase we ho se Asiama will lose the position as the second deputy speaker. Na emra no so kire se two deputy speakers no and se so mu nyina wo party baako e de sia no se Joe se usu deputy speaker no MPP dia na NDC for no so omode deputy speaker baako ba ene wo mo to omode Haruna ba be deputy speaker of second deputy speaker of parliament wo mo betimi aye anaje so mo kope NDC MPP ni bi be ka ho.
Well, to me a proposal on omode ni bin beba but say NPP message for no so dem ho fa ne say wo the speaker ruling no imagine say anka sana omode ye adwuma wo ho a na afani nyina wo ho no mo anka NPP message for so wo ho kwan say wo mo so di obi din eba na NDC for so di din aba na second majority second deputy ya wo kan ne ho asem no na wo mo ato aba na de obedi nkunim na ne candidate odi ni din baaye no ono na obeye second deputy speaker and so no ya parliament ha no party kuna ukita majority no ono di edin bi ba se ye se we ebeye se first deputy speaker omo tena Africa na afam yenu ni nyina wo na minority was wo ke ye pene so majority for munifa na modern na aba no ye pene se obeye first deputy speaker eno no ekoba na sa omo nseda nto aba omo na nso se consensus there has been consensus ya je omo afam yenu nyina obi eni hu asem ekoba na sa minority ni nso to ede ni nipa ba se ono be second deputy speaker eno no ya na ehu asem ka no nye din na eno nso omo agi ato baby omu disagreement wo ho no e na ombeto so aba na na ya
this idea of say ancestor deputies no omu free the same party no na Joe say usu ho say na oye MPP ne no sanka NDC for no MPP for no kwat na ho na ke ye propose second deputy speaker sanka NDC for no e de aye Haruna din ba anka MPP for so di
MPP for no so betumi di din ba kon so aba na just akoya abato
na just say NPP for no be sa ko choose another NDC near omo free so ya menabo omo pena omo ne ono omo hwibom no maka say okay ye de yempe eye Haruna na bia ye de ye pe muntaka
ai ake no so ye possible
na just omo so di muntaka aba
ni uni problem da be ba wu
da bi je adam so muntaka do so mo ne neti aso asento no ye santini ba eno ye MPP ni naja ya na bibi kakra na eba tisian eti MPP for the muntaka ba na ye pense NDC for so the Haruna aba na je say
na here is the case MPP for say next week omo metna omo ma parliament sitting cry
enti enne omo bai
Debbie, Emra Sika Mamu and no. Majority for a walking out on. Honorable Governor Sabuja, then minority whip, sorry, I say. She knew Bioma, or it may be any Hubium between the Atwasanti, or the two speaking him say, oh, I didn't sitting next week, Tuesday. A Hina Sika, so yeah, Friday, so almost Parliament, but I can say Tuesday na speaker di full. One can say yeah, agenda sitting to Tuesday, Sunday, and then on be meetings. I would do why no one was say they want say committees. I would do no be a person. Me na almost almost here maybe. I start to preaching.
It is here no more say almost ma parliament. omutimi ba womo offices dem chamber no omo ma
yes omutimi ba womo offices but chamber ni mu no omo ma
this is here baby MPP 48 and baby NDC 48 no afi no ye be change ya mo omo bonsa ho akotena ha na say emma bi betena tra mema bi na so ame ya say yenko omo so se ye ba.
Well, speaker Tanasia, Nensa right, you know, baby a majority war. They left a minority. Speaker ruling assistant situation, they are minority for the Quacotina, baby a majority for Tina. Nanka majority for Nanka almost homo boycott, you know, from next week in the San Como Beba. Na speaker ruling is now near ye Juma. Senia or Rulu Yena and NPP Mashuja for the Quacotina. Speaker, ni left hand, ni sabin kum.
It is that NPP for na madia na Bnadano and answer straight away fair complete. 90 for na kwakotena speaker ni faso.
Very good. Sana ebekwa koyeno.
Na se womu ba no mu kwakotena ni fa no so a na masha ekweyi jeto womu de NDC for na kwakotena wa na.
Say speaker rule. Inti imagine say speaker rule omo aba na Clark ni ejuma efo no omo akọ sesa like omo akọ church seat no ho omo to me indicate nti moba no mo say ha minority 40 ha majority 40 ha na say majority NPP Mashoja 40 ye na ye majority before speaker ruling by ye nyintum ye say ye majority say na press conference no omo kan ye na so omo boy ko to no omo ba na no petutu omo ko tena ba bi omo na ye na speaker ba na obetena sia any obeka chemasha no say onye de wo say oyi.
Okay, Mayama be say 30 to 45 minutes na kokko research on a normal mako 27 no a wasem na shobedwafo ye ni yenhwe how important those bills are na yenhwe say bro haha say kasatentene watimi wakame me majority me minority be a minority, me a majority. Ninyina mu how does it impact on sa normal no a sad number 27 no na be catch them.
You now before them they may head talk to a minority for honomo. Now press conference Maku TV.
I will come minority for now. You mean minority for bear?
Hey, there be NDC Mashoja for no say speaker ruling no emomo ebe majority.
It ukwa NDC for no.
Okay.
Oh, it all quite this for no.
Me quite this Mashoja for no.
Okay. Intino. And do we also say me call NDC majority caucus. So as per speaker ruling.
After speaker's ruling.
Yeah. Until all quite people for so now until speaker ruling me call the then majority for no.
Also, almost on press conference, almost on peninsula.
I said, obviously, I can't have a piece. You mean, you know, once I know. Will be as well a majority. Unkunyasem. It is said, Yana, a penny market, because now won't know describe him as a minority. I said, the speaker, I can't. Oh, Ramin, Pessa jokes. 30 to 45 minutes, ever sound for a while.
You, Matty.
Right. Into an experience a year, despite media parliamentary bureau chief a year, Emmanuel Akoli, and na you're not trying to come on. Na normal Maku 27 be or no more. I was a restriction for a share no more. Into young Shana, or very research of a country. Na you who a business a year, a sika over $350 million. Aye, dema a year 5 companies be a or my year 1D 1F a year tax waivers and ye dema woman. And they are better actually na. Yes, a ECG, any Netco, a carbon by a barco, and they are better actually na. Say a year VR, and so many be on man, some I can say be or na. There's an interesting article. Let's just say Professor Yajampo or can someone, yeah, not just say or can actually the year. Ma eye mumuni baumia oba eye CPP na oba CPP a obebe ye special commissioner for the reconstruction of Accra Kwame Nkrumah de man no e de ma eye mumuni baumia ne bade Mamadou Baumia no e mo oba CPP na de ne ba ye ntia eye first second third republic e de ne see of first republic ntia e ma yeah said this time no cross carpeting me encourage Emma Obiwa into Professor Yajampo na a person obechiremu I did that interesting angle no ede ebaye. Now you realize he is a young man an ability to think on his feet. Now face obetimi akwa chire no say his wealth, his university done credentials. Professor Yajampo Yamwaha.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, why are there? Prof Naria, what is saying?
Oh, nyame adom me ho ye mabre nanso me ho ye.
Ubebre ko wie se Yajampo Utaka wojina mu bi. Politics wojina mu bi. Prabu Street wojina mu bi. Latikubasi wojina mu bi. Enti brasa obebre. Enti why are there? And then you write very well on issues. And on your Facebook wall, and I read such an interesting article from you. The Constitution more or less discourages cross-carpeting in the Ghanaian parliamentary chamber. Amplifies our story, and I may the basic of the story and why we should amplify that.
You may say, oh, sir, I thought be a near a ma you move be asked the Debia and ask you with Debia, now you raise your voice, Debia near Casacas and say, and call for be war, one limit. Now, one are any modino, say almost said there, and high debris. Now, I thought be a cuckoo dam, and call for be a Pomako school. Enimu adie esu adie akọ etire a omo nim die bebre anka be hu beka se nkomo die omo nim die no ebe boa oman no omo nsusu na omo toto omo ne mase nti eno star so na yehu se adie die nka se company ko nkomo hu ana se omo nim die nkomo die ye adwuma na omo amfanya na ama ebu bi ase na ye ne akoso so na se fo ne o ka se main church money. As a main son call for the Tremadio. Where the idea is Ghana political history, and idea a year fufro. And Merebia a beba a viasano. Bibinti any a beba. And Merebia a bayano. There is a reason why I had the back.
Especially a bill be about parliament. The object of the bill, the mischief it is supposed to cure. Yet in the objects, no.
Inti, my memory example. Yeah, the one 1992 Constitution. Omoka say, Ubeye president here. With the 8 years, 2 terms now. Won't be in Libya. Would we are 4 years here. Now say 4 years here. Call them my own bedroom. No assemblia if you see NT. One will say independent fighters. Omo Brian Kwame Nkrumah Sekutu nom Leopold Sedar Senghor nom omo ekoye enya independence emo minor. Omo nya independence we no. Omo bebre ni omo kan na say isi ahemfo a isi ohene a otena se a kosi bra obewu odi ohene a kosi bra obewu na adan na yen de yen yakokodin enya fa ahudi amayeman a mom pese e betena so for life enti omo bebre esesa omo mra pon no ema omo be ye live president en na sefo. The framers of the 1992 Constitution, I said, I won't be that non paper who give. And unti and a homogena so the years are and Rana say, what be 8 years, we are caught. And so, person would see 8 years and I say, as I would see near Dano is tea and aspect. And stand away to me at 8 years and I say, fully. And one I law, no only lawyer for Casa. Law for the you know, a young Muslim Rana Senia Eka. Yeah, it's the political science. Yeah, you pursue a thing, you are not a war or empty answer, and Marano air than airban. As you see, a no aspect answer yet, Yak and Cameron say at you. We want to know what used to be the case when the law was not there. A person of circumstance, so to meet circumstance, Nasia, and no, a man appreciated the spirit behind the law. Many lawyers are only interested in the letter of the law, but political scientists want to appreciate the spirit behind Bibinchi and Yembra. And you say, and that's your friend is saying, article 97, 1, J and H, 1, 1. Not as I say, this I was a ban saying, and yes, Embrano. What really happened? Well, article ADAKABRI Obama Kwanya Mamin Kenkai article article 97 1 J and H or say a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party or seek to remain in parliament as an independent member, or if he was elected a member of parliament as an independent candidate and joins a political party. Well, summary or say a member of parliament shall vacate his seat in parliament if he leaves the party of which he was a member at the time of his election to parliament to join another party.
At the time of his elections, no. It is that operative words here can at the time of his elections, no. You be mark ya to the beer ya nyabra ya sign the aqua liking a year as enough Mrasubedweni quiz in the no.
Yeah. So you see, some layer making within its true context, mental context, but within its true context, it says an MP must vacate their seat if they switch political parties during their term. Continued serving as an independent MP after having been elected on a party ticket. See, the operational word here is during their term. Now, I am emphasizing during their term of office in parliament because I want to present to you a certain context, a contextual framework within which that law must be analyzed. You understand? Samurai, post CPP era, and they share 1969 constitution, they share 1979 constitution, and they share 1992 constitution. I didn't see, and yes, sir. Yes, I say, bra and chroma a passe the notorious 1958 Preventive Detention Act. Ghana for NTS, they call a political history one. And BBR, a came coin. Now, Kwame Nkrumah, the Osho with him, now, of course, we are in the town for or Yemredia, a man or quine, say, obey to me at show, not yet, I go to jail for 5 years, and some EBD was them. And the friend of Preventive Detention Act. And that's how we in the town for or show. Now, or show any we are one. Suspect to say we are political enemy. It will show that we go to jail. 5 years and see about the Western. Or passes that Preventive Detention Act of 1958. And Nuna Ujina so and na audit opposition members media or parliament or two every to say big to Wusu. Obi to say Aram Ponsa, K. Buzi Aje, I am just to Onoka do Janikoi. And
Janu Janako, ye class ye said the then interior minister, no, a year Croboduce Mook and a quarter honchre no, and also when Chiaban would Janako.
And Yura and there or your Franca to poor Baumia, ne papa. On also Soprano, on also pay baby a day, FI. And Uba the Northern People's Party, Ura Yakubu Tali, Ura J.A. Brima, and Conformably Akaka, Omunina no Ayade, Ejane. Now, in fact, the Northern People's Party, the Pradia, on one Casa constituent, and a buyer, a Bacatre almost said, we the senior a friend is saying CP24 and I said Kwame Nkrumah airborne training. In the interest of your own peace and security, no, Momfa Mohonye de Enkodom CPP. Oh, study a bear, Mwankasa and Sumubenya Masumide. Enti Emma Omodi Omuhu de Ekodom CPP. By 1960, no, na CPP, na opposition na ewo before 1960, na opposition na parliament na omu 32. But by 1960, no, the number 32 has reduced to 16. Like I said, a move 16 there, you will know omo akodom CPP, naka 16. And now, Kwame Nkrumah party, no, so no increase ako 88. So it was because they had this enhanced numbers. And now, so they call here the Republican Constitution, the first Republican Constitution, and not edit to me now, Emma Kwame Nkrumah. Well, enti ehunehuna na odihunehuna sanko fui na Emma omokoye dey omoko cross carpet here emove fi on party no e support on CPP no.
You say your mobile there's an interesting twist to it say yes Mahmudu Mumuni Baumia Obeba CPP mu no ni dwa ato no o de kofa EA Mahama so John Dramani Mahama ne papa eso no de kofa ma o de ne baaye so
obi a na nko onye CPP ni o
ai
o de dwanto akra na akokos kapete apo the friend CPP no won na we no mu no ama the CPP no very powerful CPP no the only party, formidable party. CPP no through that no niema bebre akoso it be wanton abuse of human rights and governance and democratic processes in Ghana. Enti bra you too CPP amen abai egu ye no emrapon for in 1969 no and omodi provisions bi she mo say ye person ye ban cross carpeting. Ye na issue of Kwame Nkrumah time no. Ye person ye ban cross carpeting so that wo party A na say wo da so party no mu a wuntumi den wo da so represent wo call for parliament ya wuntumi move from that party A no enko party B wuntumi yes sir. Whilst you are 7 your 10 and untumi anything and cost capacity. And you be shame was that. You the bar 1979, the same thing. And you bar your friend is saying 1992, and also the same thing. Now, the other person said the rule, the law was affecting members of parliament in their tenure, as they were serving their tenure. And it was not supposed to be affecting them in their future ambition to go to a future parliament. Kwame Nkrumah Blana or change or your friend is saying
opposing members of parliament, no.
Members of parliament. Now in their sitting in their role as sitting members of parliament. Kwame Nkrumah not only because not that should be opposed you been in parliament to probia as members of parliament here. And the interpretation of this particular law by a friend saying Speaker Michael Quay against Pomena Nino Wambra or decided so of the court independent, you know. Some of us, right from the word go, we criticize him as wrong. Because Obi to say Professor Michael Quay, we not tell me Ghanaian politics. And we not tell me.
Yeah. Neja say or no chira wo no anewo kan no onim at the time I know yes I roll no.
And me person me can say to the bia na enam partisan politics nti nyema SSA ye no. Yentumi nye ubeka ya. President Akufo-Addo was out there publicly saying say your friend is saying for me na no wako independent nti ono de ono ni nyejuma. He said it.
In fact, running mate, you could Matupoku Prempe, Echo Cabio.
You made us. And you know, and some of these things, I believe served as a certain pressure on Speaker Michael Quay. Hey, no be a president to cross one in the and won't provide this ruling and a mode pamono if Parliament. But I thought it was a wrongful interpretation of the law because number one, or serve as a member of Parliament now, the decision to go independent has to do with a future Parliament.
Like I say, a future intention, and a
future intention. Number two, a member of Parliament does not serve only his party people. And there, or your NDC or your NDC must across in my future intention, mayor MPP near. As he said, even though or your NDC and then the responsibility in the constituency is not only towards the NDC constituency. ADAKABRI make out
me follow logic, no.
Member of Parliament, Mrs. Yano, you may not have voted for him, but he is your MP. So, and there will be an MP on the floor of Parliament. Now, or cast or announce a future intention. Say in future, make a contest, even though me NDC, and then in future, make a contest our MPP ticket to share. It does not mean that he doesn't want to serve his constituent again, because his constituent is made up of both NDC, MPP, and people who are not even partisans.
See, at once I see dear. Now you should not aim to punish somebody based on his future plans.
You don't have to the future plans, and how they punish it. But Kwame Nkrumah, Brana or punish it, J. Brahman, for now, it has nothing to do with their future plans. It has everything to do with their role that they were playing on in that parliament.
In the way you can wash a law, no, was the political expediency. Now, the ball is in the court of the Supreme Court. It is a Supreme Court underlying reasoning, follow in line with their wo. Professor Yajampo wo can would you say the earlier or decision of Michael Quay are open up the Supreme Court for a year radical now?
I've argued of Michael Quay or team Speaker Bagman so with him, but me share say Supreme Court the ruling be a back vary the decisions of these speakers. I do not foresee or anticipate say yes sir. Now we may also be setting a certain precedent here. One shall you going to make the legislative arm of government the subservient to the judicial arm of government. And yes sir, Parliament into the and it says anytime Speaker may provide the ruling there no be a better than the Supreme Court. Let us say Parliament Supreme Court be master of the Parliament. It shouldn't happen like that.
Because Afenyo Makina as a lawyer is saying say a Speaker Babin, who is also a lawyer, this is the ruling now.
I don't want to talk about Afenyo Makin because he has not demonstrated emotional intelligence and maturity. Or demonstrated a little bit of managed exuberance and emotional intelligence there. I am sure that the speaker would have listened to him on the floor of Parliament yesterday. I think but now who caused them? The president, Momo said, around the time, the Senate will I don't want to talk. I think he has not managed his emotions well in this matter. And the more he shows maturity in managing his emotions, the worse things will become. Well, I'm looking forward to a situation where there will be some kind of dialogue behind the scenes to ensure that matters are addressed to allow governance to go on.
And the next prof, see it now underlying reasoning in the war can suggest that Afenyo Makin may not have positioned himself sufficiently to take up the role of Osechi Mensah Bonsu?
Ghana for ye abagimba. I'm just imagining say Osechi Mensah Bonsu unya akwenya no say or be address speaker no on this matter. I am just imagining say anka enyama enye nia ekobai enwe. I think senka enye sa.
But at least in the Denanka made Bebu sound. The Denanka Bebu sounds. I think you're marking. Is he right in suggesting, be it on a legal basis, say the speaker, ASK Babin, the speaker, Martin Aaron Okwe, may have overreached their, powers in setting up such a precedent.
You are asking whether he is right in suggesting that.
No, such as he overreached his powers.
Yeah, I've argued that by virtue of the fact that they wrongfully interpreted that provision of the Constitution without looking at the historical antecedent that brought about that provision, then they wrongfully interpreted the Constitution, and in that case, you may say that they may have overreached their powers. And then in any case, when the Article 99 kind of clearly as to who is rightful in determining the vacancy of a seat. If a seat becomes vacant, a high court declare, and yes, Speaker of Parliament. If you look at my right about
yes,
and yes, Speaker of Parliament, Article 99, kind of clearly say High Court may determine whether a seat is vacant or a seat is not vacant. But the end, a phenomenon Okwe overreached his powers, and Bagwin also the same. You are asking yourself around the time na Okwe yes or no. Around the time that we demonized Formula MP, MP Parliament. And you say, and when we say near who support you and Mensa, there's a way to sound even in your public utterances. Millianum, same way, yen your cover by yen you lead at the Formula MP. Now, you would say, you can be mammy, can be any democracy aircon in Nimono. You would say, now, last time here in Chey, and we have to change direction. What kind of Mr. Emmett was here? Nemo, I'm going to introduce the 30th president. Now, Obidi Dimwa. It doesn't lie in your mouth to be saying the kinds of things we say because we are now so as I before.
And here the menu we na make us see if we can into just a simple comment on that aspect at the time of your elections. A year the member of parliament for Asnenof na brohaha I buy a legal tussle na ekoba say at the time of election now was a way Ghana yekoba so time of file forms and a yeka and your time of cocoa file because time of file forms now or a Canadian and in Sanka a year in the citizenship certificate at the time of say all filing none in Sanka citizenship certificate but then you interpret it at the time of your election to mean at the time of file a year nomination papers and then now we have references to during their tenure not future tenure no more anticipated to beat me. What do you make of
and I make say the decision must always be based on brana or ye juma a future intention. Well, my ruling it is attacking a future intention of a member of parliament, which is wrong. And the other bit ADAKABRI now, if you deny or if you drive away a member of parliament, okay, out of parliament, around a time I wouldn't say to me any election to provide for his or her representation. It means you have also undermined representation. You have denied the people their right to have represented in the governance process of the country. It cannot be extended to include to affect people's future ambitions and future intentions. Because we are, you are denying to one eye some of parliament, you mean, because almost sent you on constituents, what is happening to them.
Oh, necessarily, Prof. Williams, that's all kind of stuff. Or Nipa walk one, saw, woman for 4 years now, they were disenfranchised.
And I said, and not and yet 4 years, not and yet. Thousands I would deny it been almost 2 months, and also any day, any. We cannot, so we cannot be denying people representation because of our wrongful interpretation.
Let us say, I have to say that we are not advancing democracy.
We are not advancing. This particular ruling does not advance the frontiers of democracy, because now a group of people have been denied their right to be represented on the floor of parliament. And see, Michael Quay goofed, Bagbin has goofed, but I want to believe that Bagbin just simply followed the precedent that has been set. That's what we follow precedents. We follow precedents now. It is winning Jehua. The point that must be made and then is that look, if we know the right thing and we don't do it, if we sacrifice doing what is right because of political expediency, right. The history of Ghana's Republic has shown that a middle way in the end castle. In the end, we MPP ni nothing at the papa or why as I say we not what's the 1 year because of political expediency. We MPP in our power. At China of the opposition. I did not guess that we are now 1 year, it will come back to haunt you. The same thing applies to the NDC. We know more and mother in being castle. Near what power as the way I'll be to me. Yeah, it's a China, you may not be in power. We've been to the barbecue, and we need RNG. Now, baby, one no activate him. I hear near my Sania. I think your market and or Kata Bibri are made for say it's not even showing emotional intelligence in the way a manner is going about this.
Right. If you do good, you do for yourself. And Professor Yajampo, yet was a power for such an illicit, clear manifestation of one understanding of your democracy. Yet was a power. Because Yampo was if you do good, you do for yourself. And you do bad, you do for yourself. In the studios, Sabik Bugri of the New Patriotic Party, MPP, Nafis Papa Jamakoni of the National Democratic Congress, Eastern Regional Secretary.
Thank you.
And Yenina Abetnasi. The parliamentary chaos in the Ghanaian parliament. We are going to solicit your thoughts. Interview back, which is of great importance.
Yeah, if you do good to somebody.
Nana, if you do good, you do for yourself. You do bad, you do for yourself. If you're true enough, you know, a road safety for them, almost also no spate of accidents on a highway, resulting in deaths, injuries, almost the measures be so na yene road safety for akasa. Right, Minia Sabik, Yamwatanase. I mini Baba Jama, so I'm watching.
Yeah, offer. Napomboko, yes, sir. I don't know. What was that? Nabi. A cookusas. That is far. Yeah, you are for Tongo. Oh, then you are. Oh, see you.
By election.
So you are Mabia.
He's from.
I'm from Garu and he's from Tongo, so from Upper East.
I said Tongo.
NDC, baby, NDC for Babuya.
I beat Baba. I said Bongo for the animal.
Yeah, Bongo. I say Tongo.
Tongo for the
Bongo,
Manasa Azurinum.
Aha, sorry.
Hey, now what is where? You did Bawa.
Share. When you or Parliament.
Or Parliament.
Ulusu Primaries in our Parliament.
Ulusu Primaries.
About Parliament.
I'm a check that day. But to be by Parliament 4 years near you to the no for Samba.
Been a chaos now about the brain say Parliament. Chaos
BNC.
but this is where you have written. You say chaos in parliament. Your thoughts. Or no say chaos. But it's chaos.
Who say chaos?
Of course, going news to their benefit. So for them, it's good. But it's chaos.
It's not chaos. Say chaos, yeah. Put on critique.
Bugri.
Yeah.
It's kind of your thoughts, but then in due course also, we will take an interview from the National Road Safety Commission. But for now, dear, what are your thoughts in this chaos emanating from the Ghanaian Parliament?
Well, the DKI, I like to say good afternoon to all. AT4. Now, the America say, Parliament, a democracy far by. Parliament, ye baby, dear Abambia, Bayano, say NDC. If we ho, ye laws, ye share in free Parliament. The democracy na ye on Ghana hano. Say Parliament ewo problem affect ye nyinara. Ye ka say Osanaka finance minister e budget for next year's appropriation. Because what I say very good. For the next 3 months in next year you will need a budget to run government business. And to ye ka say by this Osanaka finance minister and
a president so be ko the final state of the nation.
Sanity. You can say this has been put on hold because of the AC war, a friend say Parliament. What do you say? And the NDC will take advantage, certainly, because of political mileage. Into a more dear, it's a welcome news. But Uhiamwa say the AC corner, I wasn't a commutanasi, no mudin como. What do you say? There should have been some Jojo going to say the Afenyo Mark in Kayano. You can say, the Speaker of Parliament was anti-me free a friend say NDC majority, even though he declares the seats. And so when Timmy free address them as majority. What do I say? Once you declare that these 3 seats or these 4 seats were vacant, it meant automatically that the NDC became the majority. What do I say? By implication, that's what it means. And so, whilst he was addressing them, he was unable to address them as the majority because he knows what this thing means. And the MPP cast okay, young courts, because the courts are the apex of interpretation of the laws of this country. The court never can, but we don't think can be part of the chaos that has been created. What I say? And the NDC definitely will take advantage because once you say omunya information say 4 members of MPP for no ebinumu a free independent by MPP ne ebinumu so a free friends MPP called independent. Definitely those seats per the laws in Parliament are supposed to be vacant. But if your time there we can have a by-election. You can have a by-election because constitutionally once it's less than 4 months you can have a by-election. What's that?
Less than 3 months.
Very good. You can have a by-election. So what was the point? Point in here then. You want to be majority for how long? Is it 1.5 months? What do you say?
Majority leader office kakra.
That's very good. What do you say? To change the leadership of the various committees and I say there. But you see, all these things goes to disrupt the smooth running of the democracy that we have all crying for. That's the point that Yen side is making. Because really, to what effect? To what effect? The partner NDC from what is happening, ebetimi anya say, oh, we are harvesting this. But among yourself there, politics there, definitely once this problem has been created, they want to take advantage. And then one would have thought, say, knowing the implications, because first of all, a by-election cannot be conducted as mekaye. Number 2, emrena akano as eswa. Number 3, says here asamia could do court. Say court no emma interpretation of what has happened says here. By the time the court will be done down, Parliament will be over. And really, a damn pana, what is the dividends? What actually is going to be the dividends that the NDC is going to reap from this? Until now, look, let's sit down and have a jaw and see how we can have some trading of interest. What do I say? Let's have trading of interest. Because the dynamics on the ground, really, to what effect? This the point that the NDC, MPP is making. To what effect? Because except that you are going to hold government to ransom, so to speak. Except that you are going to disrupt government business. Except that you are going to make things difficult between now and December 7th. That's all that it is to it. Apart from that, really, NDC there's nothing that is so beneficial to them, even as far as our democracy is concerned. But again, like I'm saying, they will want to take advantage and get a political mileage to be called the majority. Even if it is just 1 week crowd, they are the majority.
We are led to believe, said the Supreme Court is currently hearing the matter, the application filed by the MPP.
Very good. Then the earlier the better. Because if a friend is saying the processes of constitutional review and I say the process of court, in court is anything to go by. Met me a catch as a baby, a friend saying, election not Samatan Kran, yen sort it out. What I say, not Samatan, yen sort it out. So that if they are almost so much starting, Kanhuasem
and Kumasi Mill.
Starting Kanhuasem,
the Supreme Court has granted stay of execution on the Speaker's decision to declare 4 MP seats vacant. There are multiple reports. It does our stage. You have to be very careful. So work for stay of execution, but multiple reports, and you need to be very careful.
Sanity.
Official source.
And really, in the name of democracy, I think that at
the time I will address Babino, I don't know publicly one country Babin say Michael Quay was wrong. At the time my Babin woke us and Michael Quay was wrong. Then so person shielding, but at the same time,
Babin no can na say that.
I'm going to interview him. National Road Safety. There's a lot of accidents on our highways, and they are taking action. And they are going on the highway into Yane engineer David Osafa Donting.
Highways engineer.
On the National Road Safety Authority.
Okay.
The Omo Bayeno. No actually Chimodi train. DJ David Asafo Adonting engineer Yamoha.
Bacho Mijumoso ADAKABRI.
We are in receipt of a year press release from the National Road Safety Authority. Ya can't brofo, they do a Susana, ya brofo no, yantiasi ye. A dear by exactly, and this release, National Road Safety Authority Modiaba relating to accidents, deaths, injuries, mobile family.
Yo, mini ADAKABRI, lawyer, Memoaha, and me the was so and our pump will now so me mobiaha more discussions so more the day in a follow them say a person a yepa na ye ten say nan say mo akwanhia bi apagya ne mu eti say anodin yi na akwanhia na eti no ye de ani adi ehire National Road Safety Authority ye hu say akwanhia bi an kan say ye betumi asi ano nanso enam enipa bia ya na ye na edi ye rehwe wo mu some ya driver for wo mu ti si achi na wo mu de ekode ye ba no emse wo mu suni wo mu ban bia wo mu eyi na bia empamra kwan so nti ama adehye ahwere wo mu nkwa the sense say ye hwemu a be se na wo twe be ye miensa nan mu de nipa be dia sande wo ma hwere wo mu nkwa to na nanu e wo fiedo. And no, I hear a new nine. I feel with the National Road Safety Authority can say, you hear a quenchiapa said the Cosroa. Now, if free, Abia, Yamano Stemwa, Yebay, fee. Election, Yebay, and say, your statistics are not say Yabakosum today and say, a good election year Bianoa, Yana Quenchia, Epigenumu. That's where the idea need to for more. And far election home, and for politicians home, and not political parties to my dear home. And no problem, I'm saying never shot here. Wabra, ye call November moon, and now ye go to a bay. Now, where dear, a free, and you might be a year near 12 who say, and your man for no, ya na ye 50 a chair driver for no, and now I'm say one more and yashi ye. One more farm brand ye juma.
ɛne sabisabio wɔn adwen nyansa a yɛde ama wɔn ɛne nimdeɛ adekyerɛ ɛne akwankyerɛ de ama wɔn mfa nyɛ adwuma yɛhwɛ mmienu mmiɛnsa bi esi nansan a baako koraa deɛ yɛn nuanom nketewa mmienu adi mfie tu mmienu mmaa mmienu ahwere wɔn nko a wɔn hwee wɔn hyɛ tirebɛɛ mene wo kasa yi nam kwan so ɛkɔ abusuafoɔ hɔ akɔma yɛakɔ nokorɛ ni ɛyɛ yɛn nua bi a ne license ko a ɔnni bie na afei nso ɔnyiiɛ na anka yɛka sɛ yɛtena si akyi atwi kaa kora no a anka ɔnka ho bie nanso ɔnam kwan bi so kɔdii ne papa a ne maame kii ɛkɔtena kaa n'akyi na wohwɛ speed bi ɔde wura kwan mu a nokorɛ ni na ahote akɔku nkurɔfoɔ yayaaya baako bi nso yɛn nua baasi yi biara nenam kwan so saa ɔno nso ɔboase kwan hɔ baabi ɔkɔyɛ nneɛma ho nea ɛsɛ sɛ ɔyɛ ɔkɔyɛ ɛyɛ ma nipa bɛyɛ du mmiɛnsa deɛ wɔn to anana no wɔn seɛ do baako nso saa ara ɛno nso yɛ tanka yi bi ne tae kɔpa yɛ wɔ britama suhum kwan so ɛno nso ɔde bɔwura mu ɛkɔhyia a yɛ vip baako a ɔno nso alodidi firi kumase kwan so na ɔfɔ ɔde ba nkan a agbadu nkrankora bie ɛno nso nipa bɛyɛ nso ɛto anana no wɔn seɛ do yɛhwɛ wɔn anim naa no a ɛn sɛ ɛyɛ esu ne ban bi a ɛwɔ yɛ adoabafoɔ bi ho a wɔn enyi so nampa adie na afei nso wɔn eni mmara so na wɔn kunkum adehyeɛ saa no yɛsi ano ɔden national road safety authority yɛsi efi ɛmiri kɔya akɔwura nɔbɛmba mu ɛkɔwura bere a yɛbɛyɛ elections yi mu na afei yɛkɔdi bontadeɛ yɛyɛ a yɛyɛ bebiara no yɛbɛma yɛ homere so biem na yɛyɛ no january ebesi saa mmere yi yɛhyɛ mu kena wɔakura deɛ bi apolisifoɔ bɛka ho na afei yɛma yɛni abere kɛse paa yɛsɛ yɛni bere nsogya deɛ nanso wɔadi yɛni bɛsogya yɛakɔkɔ akwan so na obi biara a ɔyɛ drabani na wode yɛ tuufo nsɛm a ɛkɔ ba nyinaa ne yɛka na so wontie deɛ ɛneɛ me nua adakabere yɛsɛ yɛma ho ntɔwo o ɛsɛ yɛsɔre gyina yɛma mmara ne wodi ne nwonono na baako kora bi wuram koraa national road safety authority ɛsɛ no yɛsɛ yɛgyina yɛ mmara so wo driver ni anaasɛ operator woayɛ commercial meka commercial kyerɛ sɛ yɛn a yɛdi yɛ adwuma no transport adwuma bi atito bi die ɛyɛ vip vvip stc dprt foɔ rotoafoɔ oefoɔ no nyinaa no a wɔn fa nnipa dodoɔ no a de twa kaa kwan so atu kwan wɔ ghana man mu ha nyinaa no yɛne di mo akyi ne yɛne bɛdi mo akyi yie biem kyerɛ sɛ ɛsɛ yɛpɛ sɛ yɛhu baabi a obiara woyɛ adwuma firi ɛhe na woyɛ adwuma kɔɔ wo kaa dodoɔ ahen na adwumadie bɛmpaa na egu apono so wɔ wo dwumadie mu a yɛana ɛmfa mmara kwan mu na yɛnka ne yɛsiesie sɛ sɛ aban de tumi ahyɛ yɛn nsa no yɛpɛ sɛ yɛde yɛ tumi no yɛ adwuma yɛmfa nyɛ adwuma sɛ yɛde bɛyɛ ahunahuna na mmom yɛde bɛsiesie mo dwumadie no a kɔmɛhyiafoɔ mo yɛ no a ɛbɛbɔ apasengyafoɔ ho ban ɛhɔ deɛ mɛsan ka biom yɛpɛ sɛ yɛbɔ apasengyafoɔ ho kwan ɔmo nkwa ho ban a kyerɛ sɛ sɛ wɔbɛtena wo kaa mu a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu baabi ofiri baabi ɔkɔ wo transport operator bɛn na ade no kɔ nhyehyɛeɛ bɛn na egu apono so a driver no nam kaa kwan so a ɔrekɔ no ne suban ne ne dwumadie a ɔyɛ na yɛbɛhu ne speed dodo a ɔrekɔ overtaking bi ɔbɛyɛ baabi ɔbɛgyina anaa wɔnyina so wanom nsa so ɔnom nsa sɛ n'ani da hɔ sɛ n'ani nna hɔ sɛ wabrɛ anaa wɔmmerɛyɛ saa nneɛma wei na ayɛ nketenkete a ɛkɔfa akwanhyia de ba national road safety authority yɛde yɛn na asi fam yɛyɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a yɛbɛhu saa nneɛma wei nom nnara na yɛayɛ no yɛhwɛ sɛ wo vip o vvip o oa o dprt o na kyerɛ sɛ wo ne yɛn anya apam bi saa apam no yɛfrɛ no transport ghana kyerɛ sɛ nhyehyɛeɛ a yɛde agu apon so a yɛde afidie bɛhyehyɛ mo transport operators no mo kaa mu ndara baabi a ɔnam biara no yɛhu woyɛ overtaking a yɛhu wokɔ speed a yɛhu saa suban bi a bɛyi ɔkaa kwan so yɛhu na yɛ nkyɛn ma ɔyɛ ne no nkɔsi ansa na yɛana yɛaba bɛka mu mmorɔfo daabi na mmom wɔberɛ a woyɛ no ane yɛne tua wo ɛnɛ abɛɛfo nneɛma na aba ɛno ne yɛn nso yɛyɛ bi ɛtɛfi november ɛkɔ deɛ yɛsɛ wo a woyɛ transport operator biara yɛde saa fidie bi bɛhyehyɛ wo kaa mu wɔberɛ a nam kaa kwan so no ne yɛne tua wo ya woyɛ bia yɛhu ɛsɛ kwantintin bia no driver fo mmienu ɛna ntena kaa no nkɔ baako ki kosi baabi a na baako atoa so yɛsi ɛpɛ sɛ yɛ passenger manifest obi a ɔbɛfo kaa biara yɛnim ne din yɛnim baabi ofiri yɛnim ne contact number na address a sɛ biribi fo kosi a yɛbɛhu na yɛtumi afrɛ na ɛmoa de aba afei koraa nso no yɛyɛ nhyehyɛ bi a sɛ obi ɛyɛ sɛ kaa no ɔkɔ no a ne kaa no akɔsɛe wɔ kwan so esika akwan mu ne ho akyerɛ no ɛsi enya towing vehicle bi a ɛsɛ sɛ ɔbɛyi wodi firi hɔ na ɔde kɔsi baabi a obi nso mfiri baabi ememom emekum nipa yɛhwɛ saa nhyehyɛ yi mu a sɛ ɛbɛyɛ passengerfoɔ ti tiriw wɔn ho bɛtɔ wɔn na ɔyɛ na bi anankwanhyia bi nkosi na wɔn ho nkyerɛ wɔn sɛdeɛ ɛnɛ etie yi nti adakabere yɛne ɛdɛ mene okasa mene director general mttd of national Ghana Police Service yɛhyia yɛfa ho adwen strategy a yɛde ba no ɛne ɛwo driver ni ko sɛ woyɛ private sɛ woyɛ commercial na kaa kwan so paa deɛ wote saa suban yi a yɛakankankan na wote wo nsesan suban na nea wodeɛ wobɛyɛ na wobɛyɛ deɛ deɛ nokorɛ ni akyekyedeɛ wo so wopɛ mogya dodoɔ deɛ a yɛde nsuo bɛfrɛ mu ama ho yɛma ho ntɔw na wo nso wakɔ ka yɛgu sɛneɛ wɔn mo ka yɛgu yi ɛwɔ mu sɛ adriverfoɔ ebinom etie yɛn ebi mo bɔ ɔmo ho mmɔden na mo ebinom nso hyehyɛ mu a yɛana asɛ wɔn mo pɛ sɛ wɔn de ɔmo ɛfofo dan yɛ kwayɛ yɛde yɛde tumi so efiri na ɛkɔ yɛsrɛ mo transport operators leadership companies a mo provide transport services say no National Road Safety Authority yɛyɛ regulator yɛnyɛ education no nkwa saa biom yɛsɛ regulator ɛnhyehyɛ bi a yɛde bɛma transport operators wɔ ne so bi a ɛsɛ ɔdi soɔ wɔadi so a mmara ma yɛn ho kwan sɛ wɔ adwuma no koraa yɛtumi twe mo sign a wontumi nyɛ adwuma biom ti sɛ wɔsɛ biribi akyerɛ yɛn sɛ w'ani abere wokɔ apassengerfoɔ ho ban ɛti yɛkan apassengerfoɔ nyinaa nso yɛsrɛ mo mo di ɛne yɛde saa nhyehyɛ nyinaa ɛba sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a bi a mote kaa mu kɔ bia ne yɛni sa mo yɛni sa driver no sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ driver no nkɔfa kwan kwati kwan bi so anaa kwan bɔne bi so na ɔnkɔkum yɛn ɛberɛ a yɛkɔ elections mu na afei nso yɛkɔ buronyan mu na ɛkwan nso adwo de ama yɛn ɛti wobu saa me a nhyehyɛ kakra a ɛwɔ ho ne yɛ
obi de sɛ East Legon deɛ yɛ a wokaa yɛ but for camera na capture ɛyɛ Jaguar no and keep it me on the extent of the speed and the car de
pɛpɛpɛ minia sɛnti na meka sɛ abibi atwam ne yɛde ani na ɛhwɛ wei kora nti yɛhu nanso camera abeba yi mene wo kasa yi ɛnɛ mene MTTD Ghana Police Service Director General yɛakɔpue baabi na yɛfo sɛ sɛ prosi mene wo ati hɔ a yɛ a yɛhu nyinaa no wɔn wɔ baabi yɛfrɛ no back office sɛ wɔn ayɛ back office kama camera hyehyɛ wɔn cars mu na nenam kurom a saa mene wo yɛnim enti kurom a car no nenam no wohu sɛ Ghana Police Service car ɛnso nenam a camera hyehyɛ mu na yɛkɔ so wɔ yɛkwan so nyinaa wɔn hwɛ ɛna ɛtwa mfonin ɛtwa photo ɛde brɛ back office hɔ ɛnam nneɛma kɔhwɛ bi back office hɔ no mehu car bi a yɛ overtaking car bi a yɛ ɛnyɛ papa nanso nkurɔfoɔ tete mu car bi a driver bi sɛnea ne su ne ne ban no ɛbɛtumi de akwanhyia bɛn na yɛhu nyinaa na ɛfiri 1st November sɛnea meka nyinaa no yɛde bɛyɛ adwuma ɛno na ɛkɔyii baako yi baayɛ a yɛhu sɛ yɛnyɛ yɛba bi yɛnana a na nka nsɛm fata so ɔte si akyi nanso ɔfa akwan bi so nya a kaakii kɔtena si akyi ɛnɛ ɔde akɔkum nipa yi na camera na yi kyerɛ yɛn anyɛ saa a anka yɛhu yɛnam saa camera yi so ɛna yɛde adansedie ade kɔ court na yɛde akɔma mmaranimfoɔ na wɔn agyina so na wɔn de abɔ kɔ adu wo a ɛsɛ fata sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ mmara ɛne odi no ɛne wobɛdi saa deɛ ɛne camera adwuma yi adakabrɛ ɛne ɛteɛ wɔ aburokyire pɛɛ no saa pɛpɛɛpɛ ne yɛn teɛ bɛyɛ ne Ghana ha wada
ti ne korakora no na ɛba sɛ ɛyɛ prescribed action a ɛyɛ National Road Safety mo de bɛyi na ɛyɛ cost to the operators no kwan bɛn na mobɛfa so a yɛbɛtumi ayɛ saa adeɛ wei without necessarily so sɛ nkɔnkɔyɛ a burden so operator no so no mfa excuse.
Oh, then yeah, minia say franchise dey be discan eyo. Na se be kan ye dada no a dia. Na de bia na eni sika. Na de bia na eni ahoden. Na de bia na eni oyi dia. Say dada no amu na ewe. Ye say dwumadie tia de bebe bia no ya na eka kakra ewo ho. Na se am friend say ye ka. Say mfa so die ewo ho no. Eso sin ya na eka no ebebo. Transport operators ya ye ni mo be dis dwumadie. Ye ni mo ahia. Ye didn't kita ho. Ye din komo. Akoye say bibia ye be bia no a eye abefo niam bi e de ba bia. Ya na ye soronko. Ehun fidie ene ehun nimdie ene aka bibia sese ye de ba bia. Ye famra. Ye de ba ye famra ka mudwumadie no ho. Sesei enkoye say obi aba waba New station wapa VIP station no ba ye no wabedi line mu ojala mu tentente ni hu fifire antanzo obenya ticket petra ka mu kura no obedu no wabre ye se yenya disabi se se ye de afidie ni de beye afidie dia otinifie ko tumi to ticket e wo ni phone so na ticket no machine wa san man line ticket the line receipt the receipt one na man ni seat number o ti ni ofoko asi o mudu amomfa me obedu on so pepe na afa ne kama na de na ekọ ade na ekọ afidie bi hye baabi a me se me office ha ye wo bi e friend control room driver no na ye de ntempa no kodu asundwem na nyina no akwaye kan kiti bi a se ye na ye gitum se anye kura no mu transport operator kakra na wunya no ye mfa kwan bi so na ye mfa kakra bi ntu baabi na ye yi kakra se na be ya wukwe no a ebo ho ban no nso ka no enkonya kwanhia bɔ ne bi na we investment na sika odi share mu no kura no enkoye kwa insurance one American afensu se ehia se bibi esese ye de boa mu ewo kwan no so machine edi be hihye mu ni na no ebe akoye free se wo transport operator nkwa wo fi ahwe ye na ni e kan bom ya pekwan bi so ye di sika nkete bi ahihye mu dwumadie no mu bene be ya ye be yi se sika ya bi ne ya de atso bi no de ahihye mu afidie ni say ya National Road Safety Authority any ebe health fidie no ebe se for the exam be aka ho abeka ho eno so kan ho a driver for training ya kan na adi na no ebu wa na sika sem to training no ko anya me kokra sa sika nkete ya ni mu asia ya dinje ho a ebi ankete ebeba no ye yi kakra ye da be training a driver for sa training no anya se busu na mienu na miensa nkwa adwuma na ya show kete se kona ye training for free what you certificate and you go upgrade with license kura no a eno na ade be call DVL ni ade watom ugo ye renewal a eno na ade be call ni ade watom enti nhihye kama ebe na no enkoye at the cost of the transport operator by mom at the cost of all of us as road users the bin kitin be bia no ni e kan bom and ye koye kura service charge bi na ye di wura mu a etemu na mo boye ye ni agitum na be ya betu dia ye sa adwumadie na nya sa dia ene na je dada no a na ekọ eno so dia bi ni se dana esepata yen wo mra ye wo mi
so engineer Osafa Adontin of the National Road Safety Authority ye de wase na ye behwe say mobile assist transport operators into compliance
ni ADAKABRI me de wase pa jaminka ho na wakuma pa ni wadwen pa wo de ta ye ti abegi na no enko yema ye na sene be Ghana yenso ye be fa yetumo baifra wo bra transport any safety ye pese edimu ewo omaimu ye de mo ase
yes ye de wase right engineer Osafa Adontin National Road Safety Authority Director General and nakasa what the road safety intend to do in the coming weeks right
sabi arrest arrest
or say coordinated effort with the Ghana Police Service. It is a police service with that power to arrest.
To do the arrest, okay, based on their recommendation.
Based into and also the inspectors also about. Into inspectors can also cause your arrest.
Sanity. And in fact, I was happy, say, this gentleman who caused the death over the weekend, the father and the mother were arrested.
This teenager.
This teenager, yes. The parents were arrested to serve as a lesson. Because there's a wolf money that's contributed every week for them, so they can go and buy a car and give it to a boy who is not up to driving to drive. We share video now. It's mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling.
But for
a
the
16-year-old
but for the video,
drag,
but for the camera, we wouldn't have seen the
exactly
extent
what
of
would
the
have
speech.
happened. The camera really exposed what we are. Look at the danger that the boy exposed everybody to. These were two little girls in Kwalamia no Muti or Mukamo or Munim Hoshi. Your Muans or Mechi. Nakaba Pimu Najatum. They have died. Yakwana say by. Akwala want to say what Pentama Kwahin. There's a video I've seen where Sanomu and a birthday and they are showering money on him. I mean, what kind of life is this? What kind of life is this? This is a pastor who's leading people. You should know better. What is here? And no, I mean, what is all this? I just me here. A young boy like that, you have helped for him, to come and take over your church as a leader, and then, but who say no? The birthday, I saw a video, a clip, and they are showering the boy with money. I'm an itima any day.
And yes, our boy now.
And no. It was on social media.
Older person.
And yes, our boy now.
And yes, our teenager now.
Very good, but really, Africans, there's something wrong with us.
Right.
There's something wrong with us.
Young commiserating more with the victims, no. Right.
Sad.
Jama.
Over.
And now we are coming out with a stay of execution at the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So we stay the decision of the speaker. So we stay till when?
That is a very question can be sir. Now the nika I'm share what you for that. A video so more about because you educate a lot. And the kind of interview I will be probably it drew her and found to 0.9 na a hontoy. Offer Metibaka say, yeah, look at we are learning. Yeah, the SEC. But politically, it's not good for the health of our democracy. But legally, because they say constitution though parliament Mr. Parliament though Supreme Court and they say the rights jurisdiction for interpretation of this article here abedane ibroho high na me feel say ombeko direct nanka in there whether speaker is right and I say the few minutes ago minority were right because of a precedent there so the oka say abai the botachi but the phone sabeno enye be kekeo oh yeah there no ahwe dachi and I believe say because we are learning from it because MPP who say we omo ye na enye na ironically the same asiama na omo de ye no ono na asama okaho bi na saadi we ide assess and we should take a clue from that but Supreme Court decision there I disagree. I strongly disagree and I'm not surprised Chief Justice Namuko Trambi and when sometimes when they give such judgment a microphone lusu they say that kind of a you
until you be timelines be at that one.
We are cutting yes. We're technical you 2 months to elections. I only need that.
But you won't be a timeline, sir.
Of America say, and can say, omoye stay of execution. Now go straight. Now this year because say majority AGM court in Timika so court case so. And I know say they will not even pursue the case. So how do we get another precedent? Because I had a hangy ho. It is a clear. At least emra because every decision and that's ruling of a court, that's the Supreme Court, a part of our laws. Etika buama even a guided parliament in the future. But I see I'm not living I say a hangy ho. So if the same thing happened that year, another person will run to apply for stay of execution. Maybe I say no longer time or more, but there wouldn't be any longer term because Sadi we betimi asia. The same period 2 months to elections. Another 1.5 months to elections. Ain't mean see 3-4 months to elections because you see 3-4 months to elections are kotuaba. But what you say, it is how do we betimi BM in the future parliament at the same period. It parliament or the Supreme Court should have been clear on it. So the by at least a beggar day, I said mekano. We are learning as students of law, but politically I disagree with the Supreme Court. Strongly disagree. Strongly disagree.
Me person me can be kakra. On say Bargain Speaker Ebekan Okase. The interpretation of the Constitution lies in the bosom of the courts. And I'm quoting him. But as far as the precedents and then their standing orders is concerned, he is to declare the seats vacant. He mentioned that. I listened to him. What did I say? Now, to say the Jamal Ekan, I think that if the court is going to give a deadline, and I say, a Monday days be say timelines now. Say Yabeka Wasema. Time ben never hobium. And this is the point of the MPP. Emre ben never hobium. Emre nini ho. Yeah, say your parliament, say your issue. Say ye as a Ghanaian na ya for democracy as a system of different governance and can do anything. And untinu MPP can say, let's have an understanding, a jaw approach. Say the buyer a buying business, a buying you bet me. For instance, as your cousin say, the member of parliament for Karga, who is the MP for a friend said, member of parliament for Karga, who is the finance minister. And then and I said within this week, and I said okay, I'm next week or within these few days, it's supposed to have come with a budget for the next first quarter of next year to run government business. Yaka say it's on stalled. It's on hold.
Oh, budget in the BBM.
What I say it's on hold because
budget in the BBM free movement and the.
Oh, there be the point I'm making. Say Oba Parliament. It's Oba Parliament. No mu buobo mu me wa.
I'm create answer.
But say I say BB.
Oh, David.
Because next year, January, February, March. Next year, January, February, March. So if that budget is not passed, the first quarter of next year, the government cannot run.
Oh, NDC can run.
Now say NDC, you're all part of the system because on more parliament, they will have to be paid. What I say, they will have to be paid. It is this budget because this year's budget, by December, it will have been off. When you say ADAKABRI, by December, this current budget now you operate, which has been sanctioned by the House, will have been off.
By 31st December.
Exactly. Until from January to first quarter, where a new budget will have been brought, what I say, how is government business going to run? How are civil servants going to be paid? How is even parliament themselves going to run? What I say, and then payment in your money. And so a budget needs to be passed. What I say, until when has come to a hold because of this, then this will get, take advantage of it to get a political mileage. But to what effect? What I say, but to say Jamal, I think say for the sake of democracy. Na oman kanko enim puntu a yenyina yehia the Supreme Court na aka no yenyina njintum ni anka so okay for once the NDC has been a majority in an MPP government for a day. What do I say? It will be part of history.
And 24 hours majority.
Oh my majority.
One parliament.
24 hours majority.
What I say? Parliament. Say kanu yanhwe se de be ya kanko ne putuo ene abanye dwuma ne ye nyina ye democracy ya no ba ko say ye be no. But you see that's the problem about democracy. But sometimes we must always have that depend on the exigencies of the situation. Both the minority and the majority must be able to come to a conclusion. What I say? Say, it's in the interest of Madagana. It's the interest of Madagana.
MPP more bizarre.
What's it?
More bizarre.
Oh, and I make I find you marking friends. What's that? Stati of a stati.
Or then the post.
I think Sunday.
And the post and
Sunday was a Monday.
Or no can be na case that do say.
So Monday no na a friend say. Media a friend a find you marking. A pushing say. This is what the former minority leader Haruna Iddrisu has said. MPP almost stands here then. Mitieno on a top story. No say. In fact, the For now, he's unable to say, but he will reach out to his colleague, that's Dr. Atuforsen, to say, because how do I do so? Akano, it's not the position of the NDC party in parliament. It's not a position. So he's now going to reach out to a friend saying, Dr. Atuforsen, Honorable Dr. Atuforsen, to find out, say, Haruna Idrusu, Honorable Akano, is that their position? If that is their position, then the MPP will now see how they are going to react to it. But for now, he's unable to say exactly how the NPP is going to say. Until Adechi, which I think Monday or Tuesday, and for me, Haruna news, it was 2012. And now, some years ago, pronouncement. Apparently, it was just few days ago when it became clear, say, 4 of young MPs, 1 is coming back to the party, and 3 are existing, going a friend saying independent, creating the situation that we have with 1 NDC fellow. So all these things are coming into play. Now, Metisa all kinds of no case. Okay, said they said that they will have no option than to go to the court for interpretation, because this matter borders on interpretation of the constitution. But Bagman can say, look, this house is guided by precedents, it's guided by our standing orders, and it's guided by how things work out here. And so far as that is concerned, I declare these positions vacant. But before then, he did say, the interpretation of these laws lies in the bosom of the Supreme Court. He mentioned that. It lies in the bosom of the hero. So he is not going to do any interpretation. He is going to do his work here as a friend and the Speaker of Parliament. So based on...
And now we can say, what boycott unko house. And now also our journey house until Tuesday.
This sanity.
And then next Friday, when you're still of execution.
This sanity.
In the affair, Tuesday, no back house war.
Oh, you're welcome. Was it
necessary? So because you boycott your house when you knew you can take the legal course.
No, but under that circumstances, now, the four apprentices were declared. Now, MPP no kwatana because by implication you were in a minority. I say we are almost sorry. And I make by implication. By implication, you are minority.
And you are journey till Tuesday. The Tuesday in room anchor, and you have been very advised. The MPP, say you got the legal way. The MPP, who the can't crack court answer.
Yes.
The one can say my boycott to Parliament, and now court, and at the SCAC, yeah. Think here some people change what you say, and you can see a boycott. Now for the young boycott.
But Mammy says, what option was there for MPP under the circumstances?
And you know my court. Option no my court.
And I make no say time. I court I don't know. What could MPP have done?
All they have said is, "Who say my the then majority leader no? Or can say, omu GDA will processes no
sanity.
Intino
which are court processes now? I say house processes.
There be a court processes.
Very good.
It is necessary say, or because you boycott to house no.
No, maybe so say
because who boycott you no when you ant na bonten and now GDA will processes no. Actually say yes, go back, go and sit where you were sitting. And I was saying about it use of my boycott no achieve there.
But the
one you cry boycott.
Me say and then that's a circumstance. Yes, and a president speaker are declared now the majority now 10 minority for that short moment. Now then were they going to move to the other?
That's more kind no. See you really in your journey house no. And you see mumra brother no. Now we can't say we disagree with the decision of the speaker.
Yes.
And says it
we will absent ourselves until the court.
Just say what's it because you can't someone's to be and the I yield the resources say when you say no wait me to make a court. I could say expedited action. Yes, execution of the speaker no decision until see baby as baby.
Insanity.
Some course of action to say Jogati. I don't know. So the use of the word ya boycott no the one can na be loose.
Offer. I don't think answer for example or kasa o say thank o say chairman sir. Because say ono so afenyo no was the president o.
Sir.
Boycott the whole majority.
For a day. And two.
We are majority.
So
me majority no. My boy who 27.
Na me ba.
For majority to boycott parliament whilst they are in government.
Me ba. I want to be educated. After the announcement by their friends, speaker, were they still the majority?
After the announcement of the speaker,
they
all came out of the chamber.
It was implied that you are now a minority.
But then, in effect, you know, you two free wakonya.
Yes, because I said the next.
And then, what the indicator say, a course of action is in the courts, which you have actually gone and has gotten a respite, right? And Ujina Hokan say, "Wo majority no, so no, all bills emanates from the executive branch
to the majority,
nearby leader of government business." And it's a wonya kasame boycott. Say you are then asking the executive branch not to bring any new.
In fact, whatever was there, will not.
Exactly.
That business will not be done.
So you needed
you needed the other side to debate on.
We are tactical.
That is
calculating.
Yeah.
Wow. Because ultimately can say who would GDA will court no.
So you go.
Who would GDA with the processes. In the unknown
friend.
Headache. Say.
Friend, no.
And I make a no one can say I was set president. I'm man. Or should I say we been going? Na say maybe next week minority can say or the way I obey or they say finance minister will be ready, but yes we are boycott.
And your chaos now.
It's because chaos now. You discuss it no. I have a new course here. If there is chaos. Because one show maturity on this. It's that they say people describe as we need emotional intelligence.
And also,
a
bit harsh.
I am not making.
Yes, what did
I Professor John Paul someone kind of Come on. 2016, the same person
was his mind.
On this issue, he disagreed with.
Afenyo was inexperienced on this occasion.
On this issue, he disagreed with Parliament, Speaker. On this very issue.
And you know why or nobody is speaking wrong.
So why do you describe him say NDC? In 2016 when he was strongly bashing NDC and praising and paving way for no. But offer I say na ubisa why rep Parliament say Kurum ni Kebese 92 Senka
NDC 136
we for me Kurum
young konkwa
ke from onim but onim nanka
ayeni krasi e babe a repeal obnoxious
laws I know and na Ghana for so much say omote say NDC for say ye be yi or they say betting tax any e-levy a fee hono and no to me come the court to and that is the major reason why they rush to court because NDC say mama yakwa next week ye be yi e-levy any or they say betting tax a fee. And that is worrying. Say, a buyer. Yes, see an opportunity. A buyer, e-levy, ham crop betting tax, ham rant here. Offer betting religiously. Religious institutions were problem on home. But bet na Abuama and Robin for more. Because I'm a friend and keep your combe dodging that. They say, 100 a day or con baby. Yes, we're okay. But we had in a tax a better so. Emma Siciano. Udi 100 a year 20 Ghana, it's 10 Ghana. Udi 1,000 Ghana a year 100 Ghana. But NDC new opportunity in next week be it's a bet in a free hole. And no more ya mu etutu mika akoyi or they say Ediako Supreme Court. But that notwithstanding, no, we still believe say President Mahama yen yaka a part of our manifesto 2025. What to say the President Mahama is so pay? Can who say betting tax any 11 no? Ye be year free hole. Oh, inshallah.
Mamin King Kind, Facebook comments kakra. Osaber ma fukoi, or say, oh, Jama, not true, cheap propaganda. At the corner and Jama kind. Abraham was over ADAKABRI. Have you seen the general MPP General Secretary's letter? Yes. Or say they agree with, they support the decision of the Parliamentary MPP. But then, whilst they are boycotted, they should go to their constituencies to go and campaign vigorously. It is woman young boycotting there. I didn't know our course can do their work fast like that. I've laughed, sir. And or they can done a referee bomb form. If nothing, MPP has free education. What did Muhammad do? Now he will review all. Okay. And what Fachi was ADAKABRI, tell the MPP man that NDC, we are okay. Abraham of ADAKABRI, please be careful of what you are saying on air and on that form. Abraham Pofu again, I say, of ADAKABRI, the MPP communicator is amusing me. MPP, I am more bothered. Their supporters are really deep pains, especially. She's in so much pain. Please forgive her for her insult. And I say, your guests are very civil. Please host them often. Tricia Twinkle. I say, Mummy, no, and Mubu. And yeah, Yamamra Dodo. Now, moon attacking issues, you know, and don't attack yourselves. Anyway, Omumi and Nunano, Sano Mutia by nature, and Omunina Swababisham. So, the final analysis, Jamal, final comment.
The American said the Supreme Court estimate America 2 at the clear issue. Almost fast na Emma Ghana frontier say lesbianism ne gayism no yempe because edaho and also President Akufo-Addo and the MPP almost hide behind say assembly of court into almost sign because sir how they say private member bill na I say eso sign man be law no and so that the table so on sign because case no e court and say Supreme Court was ahokekane ahode ne betimi fast track issues like this there. I believe say for the same ahode ne shame na show say traditionally, religiously and culturally, you know, almost supported that bill, and for that matter, the president must sign. And moving forward, no, I advise issues of this nature, no, go straightforward. Now, I don't know what the MPP seek in Parliament do. Minim don't go seki whether to interpret the article and I say almost implicit injunction. So. I need to also get that one before I lambast the courts because it be a normal call for interpretation. It be a normal call for that injunction. And if you, whatever you present to courts, no, I don't know the bad day. So if I think say I should first of all seek to know what the MPP seek, majority seek in the Supreme Court, and whether that is what they got. Because I'm surprised. Supreme Court and me go straight. So said the bear be who say clear cut. Assembly say see that here say the say economy because assembly say in intimacy anytime I just say this very time in the next 4 years.
And the Bugri, yeah, comment.
Yeah, me person me fa akwenya we na many your friends say your party foot soldiers. Any MPP in Yankasa. What is happening in Parliament should be a lesson to our party members. Should be a lesson. We are in power. And so the speaker is what? From the NDC stock. How come? Now look at what is happening. A DNT enama 4 nipa 9 a party no your friends are continuing corona. A DNT. So there must always be that issue of discussion and understanding. Because nipa miensa no anka anyo madwen Cynthia Morrison minim DNT a woko independent. Suhum die and the minim. Sumin the minim. Because Gamane a patch as Odisikaba. You know, and some of these things, you know, I think that I don't know, but I say you pray on to do. What I say, because Papani has just gone first 4 years. Also, you know, you are young. Why don't you allow him finish another term? You have been blessed, so you come and chinchina. So the man feels aggrieved and say, okay, if it's because of the party that, or because you've been blessed and now you have some wealth and you think you are coming to push me out, I'll go independent. As it is now, if you are not careful, we will lose it. Because the man is going to take some, and then our candidate, Protozoa, is going to take some.
And if you are not careful with your honest comments, you'll be punished.
You mean me?
I said you are too honest.
But I said tuning him the wa. Because that is what is creating the
continue to be honest.
That's what is creating the problem for us in Parliament.
Honesty has eluded most of us.
It's unfortunate.
But also a treatment because we hear suhum deɛ okay
it is Cynthia Morrison kwakohwe atemdidi a yedi no so aduro
So why then
or co-independent
so if you don't manage it
didn't know ko independent
I said no can't was obusa question say didn't know co-independent
It is a-
as if say woni mu nyansa say
Yes.
obetumi aka say this is
Exactly.
what I want to do
exactly
and me see me
No,
co-independent
I think that the party should have-
ye di na tem ye ni say obi anka hwe na won say kwa na kuma
and right so
yeah but it has implication for the party
ahantia nunti na nka wo restrain ni eye party achitaafo ni atemdidie basa no no say wo really party supporters in
what leadership to so for
enu mugina wa ye bosi ani officer ko ni bibi but wa ye
NDC papa na ko independent no asembe muslim dia na
they got me region TV they meet me
ono so say
me go easting
obi fra brochira ba odi sika be wuram odi sika wuram ha yes one na eye and so want to ho ase no
wow
because of a proposal aso sika every or they say Jubilee House no they kotu akwai and one time episode
one so was so sika
oh what they say in some because eastern region they meet back and wasem but other regions they meet me can wasem and if you omoko or they say prime minister no kra no they say or the agent list and I'm friends say list
delegate
list no kra na nsanka bi assisting a member of parliament. It is some of these things, you know. Everybody in the war for Olusu, one Lusu fairly.
Sanity here.
Wow. Right. Yeah, Pastor that's from Kon and Fama.
Politics.
Sabik honest bugri of the new patriotic party. And now you pass that. Emma Baba propaganda Jama Koni of the National Democratic Congress. The union, I
know propaganda also.
And you'll be a bugri honest. And now be not true. I so you're too honest.
Oh, I say,
Yamin, H. Is average, Yammy Muso, Yammy Musono. Now, Ulako Michael, and Abraham Way, and DJs, and ever be a Juma for now. It is not in it.